it is time to say a massive thank you to Games Workshop yet again for this evil tome.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's filled with evilness.
The Nefertiti dynasty rise once again. Although I hate the Nefertiti dynasty, Artemis for life.
Yeah. I played the Nefertiti dynasty.
Yes, you did.
You were the evil.
So you don't know who the Nefertiti dynasty are. They are the they're from the Tabletop Tactics narrative campaign, the Gaius War, which are one of our fleshed out story armies that we've got in our own sort of universe of 40k.
Yeah. Sekhmet Ra.
Sekhmet Ra, that's it, and
Brilliant
Osiris Ra, his brother.
Brilliant
That's
voice
right,
acting.
And of course Artemis was the brother captain from the Ultramarines. So now we are using the Nefertiti dynasty today. I was going to use them myself, however it seemed appropriate that Sekhmet himself returned with his brother Osiris.
Yes.
So you shall be commanding the legions of the Nefertiti once more.
I will.
Specifically making use of one of the new dynasties, because now we can run dynasties for the first time.
Which is
so
really
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, we get a lot of flavour in these new codexes now, which is really good.
Yeah. And look, I've only just started reading this codex this morning. I think it's very good.
I really like it. Yeah,
I think it's very... Necron players, you rejoice. You have gone from an army that was struggling in the index.
They weren't very good in the index.
To quite frankly, I think there's some serious competitive...
There's a lot of options. That's the thing. There's a lot of different ways that you can build them.
Yeah, I think if people were just looking at points straight off the bat, they might be like, oh, you know, sure, they've gotten a bit better, but I'm not sure. But when you look at the dynasties, you look at some of the synergies, there are a couple of new little things in there as well, like a Necron Lord now giving reroll 1s to wounds,
which is great,
which is really fantastic. Not the Overlord, the normal Lord. There are some synergies in here to make this very, very interesting, and then of course you combine it with the new stratagems, and actually
all the stratagems,
some really nasty stuff that you can do.
It's
very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to using these myself with the Necrons. I've just been busy literally just an hour ago painting some new units.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing some new units here in this game as well. So Stig, of course, you've bought actually my Mechanicus, the Studio Mechanicus this time.
Well, we thought it was appropriate for them to have Mars again.
A whole Forgebane theme, we thought we'd roll with that. So this is sure to be a battle of robots. Let's call this Pacific Rim 3.
Yeah,
and it's the lists coming up next. Folks, here is the might, the horror of the Nefertiti dynasty arrayed before you. Not in fact the entire army, because we're running so many models today and couldn't fit it into the frame. But this is the taster, and of course we'll have the units come up as we're talking about them. So Mr. Bone, you're using the list today.
I am.
However, I wrote it last night with the book in hand.
Yes, I didn't have the book.
You didn't have the book.
Didn't have
you
the
can't write something you don't have.
Without it, because you don't have the book, you can't do it. So I was just at home rubbing my belly.
That's right. That's what you do generally.
Yeah, just rub it.
So we've got a very, very different Necron list to anything we fielded here on the channel so far. Running a battalion today for a total of 6 command points. Nice bit of variety, I think, but also highlighting some of the really nice, units, showing a little bit of the competitiveness. There are some things in this book which can be really, really, really abused, I think, but we'll save that talk for perhaps a Tactica shortly, over and on demand. For now, we're going to talk to you about the nice variety that you can also do with this book. And let's go through this list right now. So we've got a battalion. We have the Overlord himself, Sekhmet Ra. So he has been given a Void Scythe, which is the ×2 strength war scythe. It is a -1 to hit when swinging with it, but it's really brutal. And he has been given also the first relic of the Codex, the Eternity Orb, which is basically a normal resurrection orb, except it adds 1 to the reanimation roll. So we can potentially get a 4-up reanimation on one of these nice blobs that we've got in this army.
Which is wild.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I love it.
So that's Sekhmet Ra. We then have his brother Osiris Ra. Now, this is not actually the special character, Cryptek. We are using him as a normal Cryptek. We've paid for the Chronometron, so that's the 5+ invulnerable save, to all units within 3 inches, which I believe is how it works, which is really, really nice. Yeah. It's infantry units, by the way, but a 3-up. Within 3 inches, 5-up invulnerable save against ranged weapons. Really, really cool. Now we've because he's actually equipped with the cloak. Funnily enough, we've actually given him the Canoptek cloak. Now, this is interesting. So this is one of the new characters or models from the Forgebane kits. It gives a move characteristic of 10 inches. He's got the fly keyword. In addition, at the start of your turn, you can select one friendly dynasty model that has the living metal ability, which incidentally the characters do, within 3 inches, and they regain D3 lost wounds rather than 1. So it's a really great way of keeping your buffing characters alive. And the actual Canoptek cloak itself is fairly reasonably priced. Now, one thing, because my curiosity has been piqued here. So this model's normally called Orokan the Diviner, right? Who's part of the Sautek dynasty. I just wanted to see if he was actually equipped with the cloak, and he's not. So it's funny though, because the model actually kind of looks like the cloak.
It's really similar.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Inspirational.
But yeah, no, anyway, he doesn't have the cloak. But we are using him today as new model, because I just didn't quite have time to paint up that new model in addition to doing the destroyers and doing some more warriors. Soz. So
I forgive you.
Yeah.
Many ways.
Right, so that's the characters. Those are the HQs for the battalion. We then go through to the troops. This is the really, really, for me, the fun edge that you can play with the new Necron Codex. We've got 3 phalanxes of 20 warriors. So 20 plus 20 plus 20 is 60.
Yeah, 60.
That's mathematics.
That is literally what you just did there. That's called addition.
That's called addition.
Addition within mathematics. So that exists in... Just carry on.
You took it too far.
That's what I do.
So that's what we've got. 3 units of 20. Now, I really like this. I've always liked this as an idea for Necrons anyway, because, you go by the fluff. There's supposed to be these legions of silent, marching, automatons, if you like, which is really scary if you think about it.
It's really thematic to have those kind of big phalanxes.
And I like the idea that, that's how they would go to war, generally as a core. Obviously, you can spin the fluff and do a, Canoptek harvest or whatever you're going to do, or a destroyer cult. But I think for the standard Necrons, it's nice to see these warriors. Now, Immortals are still great. I think the Tesla Immortals are still good like they were in the Index. However, just personally, a personal bit of preference here, if I was building the army around a battalion and trying to sort of maximize the reanimation and so forth, especially with the new dynasties, I actually probably would build around a core of 20 warriors, because the 3 units of 20 really kind of guarantee you that you're going to get a better survival rate. And I think overall will be a little bit more effective. So it's at this point we should probably mention the dynasty that we're using.
Yes.
So we're using the Mefrit dynasty, the Nefertiti dynasty / Mefrit dynasty. So their ability is Solar Fury. So each time a model with this code shoots at an enemy unit that is within half range of its weapon's maximum range, the AP characteristic of that weapon's attack is improved by 1.
So good.
So if they're in rapid fire range with their Gorse Flayers, all of a sudden they're -2 instead of -1. And that's a lot of shots. And when you combine that with the fact that now this Lord allows you to reroll 1s to wounds, Did I mention we've got the Lord? I skipped past the Lord.
Skip past him. He's a new model too.
I've got the Lord too. So he doesn't have a resurrection orb. He is holding one, but you'll notice that his orb is not illuminated.
So it's like he brought it.
He's already used it before.
He's used it. Okay, I was going to say he kind of went to turn it on at the appropriate moment.
It failed.
And it just failed. But he's still trying to get it moving.
He's shaking it.
But it won't work this battle.
I don't think the Nefertiti dynasty's technology ever fails.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Cyrus Ra is personally responsible for it, you see.
We all
Sekhmet would kill him if...
Yeah. Well, I think that he's
Yeah,
probably going
happened.
to. Yeah.
We should probably turn him away just so that no one sees.
Yeah.
So the Lord...
Hide it away. Hide it
So
away.
the Lord does have a war scythe. He doesn't have a resurrection orb, but that's it. But his main thing is the key buff, re-rolling ones to wounds on units within 3 inches. I'll just double check that now. Forgive me, it's within 6 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, did you take the Warlord trait on Sekhmet, which gives you the 6-inch
I did.
aura?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
That's very interesting.
That's called Thrall of the Silent King.
Thrall of the Silent King. So this is a new Warlord trait. It gives all of the aura abilities of the character that it's put on, it doubles their range. So now both the Lord is on any infantry unit within 6 inches, re-rolling ones to wounds. So you can see these big blobs starting to come together now. And then you've got the Overlord, Sekhmet Ra, with a 6-inch bubble. So he can easily get 2 of these big blobs as well. And because of a stratagem called Will of the Pharaon, he's able to do My Will Be Done not once but twice. It's for only 1 command point. So you can actually get both of these big blobs here. Technically we've got 3 for redundancy, but we can have 2 big blobs hitting on 2s, re-rolling ones to wounds, which is immense.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, and also as well, I quite like that destroyers are infantry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't come to them yet.
Yeah.
So you can start to see some of the synergy from this book. Obviously, we'll cover more stratagems throughout the games. A lot of cool stuff in here. So that's the characters, that's the infantry, that's the dynasty. Then we jump to fast attack and we get into some very interesting things. Let's cover Wraiths first.
Okay.
Because Wraiths for me, now I know some people still liked Wraiths in the Index. I personally wasn't a fan. They were a very expensive tar pit unit.
Chef's always been a fan of them.
Yeah, he's always liked them. And look, I get it. Like, they were good at tar pitting, but they just had this really ridiculously rubbish damage output. And I was like, this is embarrassing. These are Wraiths. They're supposed to be scary. They're like those squids from the Matrix.
Yeah.
You know, these things should be smashing through armor and be really, really frightening. But they were just like strength user, damage 1, -1 in the Index. Now, they're still strength user, but they're damage 2 and they're -2. And their base strength is 6, by the way. So all of a sudden, their vicious claws are actually vicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 attacks each, 3+ invulnerable save.
Yeah. And it says here, keywords, it says beasts.
Yes.
They are now beasts.
They are now beasts.
They live up to their keywords.
Which is sometimes hard to do, but you know, they do it.
No, well, they look like the Daishi actually looks like it does what the model looks like.
They can also fall back and charge in the same turn.
Yeah.
Their Wraith form.
That's madness.
Not the same turn, but they can charge after they've fallen back. Yeah. But yeah, look, I think Wraiths are back in a big way. They're still pretty pricey. I think these 6 cost us like it's over 300 points.
Yeah, it was 330.
Yeah, but you know, I think now someone puts a unit of Wraiths on the board. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
You're paying attention to them now.
Yeah, that's right. They had my curiosity before, now they have my attention. So, then we go to the Destroyers. Now, the Destroyers were already good in the Index. Now they're even better.
Yeah.
So I believe their points has gone down slightly. Very slightly. And just the amount of firepower that they kick out and the innate rules that they've got makes them really, really nasty. So I'm going to cover some of these things now. So they're hitting on 3s. I've got 6 destroyers that I've painted up here. They've all got Gauze cannons. Now the heavy Gauze cannon, funnily enough, It's strength 9, one shot, -4 damage d6. The funny thing is though, I think you're probably just better off just taking more Gauss cannons rather than spending the additional points on the heavy Gauss cannon, because the base Gauss cannon's 3 shots, strength 6, -3, damage d3 anyway. Yeah. I'd rather just have I'd rather have 3 shots as opposed to 1.
Yeah, it's weight of dice.
Yeah, yeah. Incidentally, you've got hardwired hatred, so you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for the units, and there are repulsor platforms, so they ignore the -1 to hit when firing a heavy weapon when they move. You put a destroyer lord near them, and then all of a sudden they're re-rolling 1s on the wound as well. It's nothing crazy. Not to like there.
It's just so good.
Nothing not to like. You know, they're very good. So, yeah, we've got a unit of them to show you guys how it works. And they also have reanimation protocols. Incidentally, there's also a stratagem which can give your Canoptech unit, just like they did in the chapter approved, reanimation protocols as well.
Yeah,
for the
it's called, I think it's subordinate protocols or something like that.
I think it's Canoptech subroutines, or it's something crazy. Should we find out?
Yeah.
It's resurrection. No, that's the character. Incidentally, there's resurrection protocols for 1 command point. If your character dies, you spend a command point. He gets back up on a 4-up.
That's just.
You can only do it once per character per game, but you know that could be massive. You know,
especially saving Slay the Warlord. If you're in a competition, you're stopping those points go.
Exactly. We can't find it here.
It's something to do. It's something subordinates, because it's the same one.
Subordinates, you say?
Yes.
Impossible.
No.
Impossible. Entropic Strike, the Pharaoh's Will, Extermination Protocols. Oh, incidentally, that's a Destroyer one, which allows you to reroll all hits and wounds.
Yeah. for 1 command point.
Yeah, which is just absolutely repair subroutines.
Repair subroutines.
Yeah, it is 2 command points, but if you've got,
yeah. Well, I need glasses. I need glasses.
Yeah, incidentally, if you've got a big unit of wraiths and someone does, destroy four of them, 3 of them, 5 of them even, and you just go, right, well, I'm spending 2 command points. I'm going to reanimate. I'll have Resorb nearby.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. Thank you for playing.
Let's get back up.
They just don't die.
It's the thing with the Necrons, you need to destroy them
you've
entirely.
Got to, every unit has to go down
entirely. They kill.
With the stratagems now, every unit has to go down entirely.
Yeah. Things like quantum shielding are still amazing. So speaking of quantum shielding, we've got 2 Ghost Arcs here. Now, the thing with the Ghost Arcs, they've had another buff as well. They affect all infantry units within 3 inches. So it's not just one, all units within 3 inches.
Of warriors.
Of warriors, yes, specifically.
Yeah.
But if you've got 3 blobs of 20, 2 Ghost Arcs is enough to cover everything. Should be. You have 1 unit can maybe going forward, you can send a Ghost Arc up with it, and the other 2 units as a base at home, whatever you're going to play it as. The point is that this army now with 60 warriors has become really rather resilient. Stig, you're going to have to really destroy the blob 1 at a time. You cannot afford, under any circumstances, to leave even a couple of models alive.
No.
There's another thing, a lot of people will say, oh, well, you can maybe get Necrons with the morale, but the thing is, their base leadership's 10, so you have to kill a lot of them.
Yeah, you're going to struggle with that even.
Yeah, and there's another Warlord trait which actually gives you all of your units immune to morale checks within 6 inches. That's the one that I particularly like. I get why you've done the Aura enhancement though today. That works well. It's another good one as well. But there's some really nice things you can do. I think the Catan overall have gotten better. Especially the Transcendent Catan, which is good because I've got one of those painted. The Tesseract Vault, kind of interesting. The Obelisk, not sure how often you'll see it still, but the Tesseract Vault is interesting because it can be manipulated with a few stratagems, and all of the Catan powers are better when done in the Tesseract Vault. It's actually capable of putting out quite a lot of mortal wounds, but it is very expensive.
So points are a lot on that.
Yeah, so it's over 500 points. Again, I think it is better than it was, which is good because I've always thought such an amazing model, so I want to see it, I want to use it. We'll test it out in the game. We'll test it out in the game soon, see how it fares. We can do the Obelisk as well, we've got both. So there we go. That's it. It does come to, what was the total in the end?
I think it's about 1993.
Yeah, we're about 7 points shy here, using the new points. But overall, I think it's really cool. There are some units in here that I haven't really gone over because this is not a full review, but there are some units in here which have become incredibly good. We'll save it for the Tactica. Like really good.
Yeah.
And then there are other units which have pretty much stayed the same. Monolith, not sure, we're going to test it out. I still don't think it's amazing. I think there's better. I think we'll probably see things like destroyers and so forth over them. But look, that's it for the moment. Tomb Blades are really good as well now. But look, we could talk about this all day. I know you guys want to see the battle report, see some of these new stratagems. Let's see what the Mefrit/Nefertiti dynasty can do. But first of all, it's 1950s space robots time. That's coming up next. We are on Mars. The forges of Mars here. Belisarius call himself present.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So this is my original 1950 space robots list, back when robots weren't actually that great, although I always thought they were quite good.
You always love them.
Right. Stig, you're using the list today.
I am.
Why don't you take us through it, sir?
So a little kind of tweak, and there's some stuff I haven't used before, some AdMech that I actually haven't used before. So I wanted to have a go, and it felt appropriate with this Necron release and Forge Bane and all that kind of jazz. So we've got fairly simple. We've got a battalion, Call and Dominus, bare bones Dominus. Call, we all know what he does. In troops, we've got 3 units. We've got a unit of 3 breachers. They have the heavy arc rifles, which is very cool. And then we've got 2 units of 4 destroyers. We've got 4 with the heavy grav and the flamers as a little bit of combat deterrent potentially. And a unit of 4 with the plasma, which is really cool. A lot of very high strength on those ones, which is rather nice. We've got a little cheeky datasmith, because we have 1 unit of 4 1950 space robots.
They're from outer space.
They are. They are. People that have seen any of my on-demand stuff know I like a unit of 4 punchy bots. I do enjoy some 1950 space robots. So we've got those. And then to finish it off, a little bit of fun with a Knight Errant. So this is a model that I have never used.
Just chuck him in.
Yeah, chuck a little knight in. Yeah. A cheeky little knight. I never ever have used a thermal cannon. So why not? Yeah. And it's how this one's come modelled. So it'll be interesting to give him a go. I think because I never really, I've used Mars a couple of times. There's some stratagems that are super strong, which are suit Mars specific, and ones that work particularly with destroyers and robots, and combining these things. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we can do. It's a very elite army.
It sure is.
Compared to big blobs of stuff, so that's making me rather nervous. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see if we can get some synergy between some of this stuff and hopefully make it work.
Does he have the rocket pod as well?
He does have the rocket pod. Everything's as paid for. So he has he's got his heavy stubber, he's got Reaper chainsaw, he's got the Storm Spear rocket pod, and he's got the thermal cannon.
Yeah.
So
it's not just a hat.
Not just a hat. No.
Although it could make it quite fashionable.
Yeah, quite fashionable. Well, it's fashion. Yeah. This is what it is.
It's a good spot.
Oh, with rockets on my head. It's fashion.
Yeah. So there we go. Is that 2000 on the nose?
No, it's 1996. It's 1996.
Your first mistake.
But it means I'm 3 points. I've got 3 points.
Death Star.
Oh, it's happened again.
Okay, let's get on with this. It's got to be very serious.
Serious.
This is a debut Codex game, and we are always very serious, very competitive here at Tabletop Tactics. So let's go for the mission coming up next. Not. Here it is, the Forges of Mars. The Mechanicus themselves deployed against the horror of the Nefertiti, aka the Mefrit dynasty. So,
Nefertiti.
dynasty, exactly. So, here we have the legions of the Necrons, 60 warriors deployed here by the B-Bone, the Ghost Arcs in support, the destroyers now hovering ominously, their destroyer protocols ready to unleash death on the 1950s space robots. Wraiths here on the right flank. The mission is Scorched Earth. Very appropriate, we thought, as the objectives can be destroyed if the player who holds it so chooses, meaning that it can't be claimed anymore, but they do get, I believe it's D3 victory points.
That's right.
So only the ones in the deployment zones.
Yes, exactly. So now, speaking of deployment zones, we've got Search and Destroy here as a deployment map. We can see the 6 objectives deployed across the forge here. So we can see this represented by the little Tesla pylons there. And it is now going to be critical, I think, as to whether the Mechanicus can get the jump on the Necrons as they are defending their forge world here from the Nefertiti dynasty. Stig, you did deploy first, funnily enough, with such an elite army. The B-Bone does not get the +1.
I never get the +1.
You never get the +1.
Never get the +1.
You get
Who's
the +1
going to be
when
rolling
you're
first to determine who goes first?
See what I've got to beat. Come on.
No, because you've got the +1, so you should go first.
Yeah.
Because then you know the drama comes for can I even beat it?
Can he even beat it? If you roll a 6,
It's a 5.
it is a 5. It becomes a 6. So in order to force the re-roll, Mr. Bone needs to roll a 6.
Come on then.
Mr. Bone.
I always play better with villains anyway.
Oh, it's a 5. Now that does lead the question:
Am I
do
going
you
to
wish to seize the initiative?
I think
sir?
it's about time. We haven't had a seize
We haven't had a
this
siege in
year.
a long time.
We haven't had a
haven't
seize
had
this year.
a seize this year.
I think it's time.
Seizing the initiative, folks, here on the Necron Codex
Ready to
debut.
power up.
Wish Mr. Bone luck for the Nefertiti. It's a 3. He's failed.
No!
Ominous.
No!
This is it, the movement phase, turn 1 for the forces of Mars. However, the way we've played this is just for your filming pleasure. We've decided to just do the movement phase and then we will roll the canticles just afterwards, because it's just a little easier for us to do that. So we're going to roll for the canticles now. Technically this is done at the beginning of the turn, but here we go. Mr. Stig.
I've got my Mars dice for it.
The Mars dice prepared. Belisarius Call.
Cool. So that moves to a 4.
Yeah, so
with
you've manipulated that with Call,
So
just
I
to
get
clarify.
that to Shroud Psalm.
Exactly.
So units act as if they're in cover, which
Very
is
nice,
awesome.
very powerful.
And I'm going to, although it's kind of a bit of a, it's probably not a massively great one either way, but I'm going to flip that to Incantation of the Iron Soul,
Okay.
which basically means that I reroll morale tests. So it was either that or Literacy of the Electromancer, which I'm hoping not to be in combat. You know,
Yeah.
So that's not. Oh, I'm not in combat now, so that doesn't work. It only happens when you roll it, so therefore it wouldn't work.
Fair.
Or to go to Channel of Remorseless Fist, which is reroll 1s in the fight phase. So
I think you'll need as much morale help as you can possibly get in this game, Steve.
that's what I was thinking.
Because
Wow.
the fear
Well-
of the silent march of the Necrons coming to ruin your day
Yeah.
is very real.
Because you mean like that.
So, we've already had some heavy talk thrown down here.
I'm throwing
The opening
Just
turn.
throwing shade like
Let us
nobody's
talk the
business.
movement phase. Now, Stig, you've sort of moved out with some of the servitors here. You found out with the Cataphren robots, specifically the 1950 space robots. We can see the Dominus and the Datasmith has moved up to support. Belisarius Call still hanging out in the background there.
Yeah.
And these destroyers hanging with him also. Now, do you have line of sight slash range with many targets on the board.
So I've moved, so I've got line of sight and range with everything bar that back destroyer unit.
Okay.
So that's where there's a little bit of shuffling. Being that these have the, I can't remember what it's called actually, it's called the heavy battle servitor rule, which means that they don't get a minus for moving,
right, for moving.
Which is cool. These do,
yes,
randomly enough, despite the fact that they're bigger.
Yes.
But so I could shuffle this destroyer unit with the grav forward, so they've got range and line of sight. Same with the breacher unit, so they've got range and line of sight. Robots, again, they're the equivalent of screening in this list, so they're moving a little bit, and the knight is also now in line of sight as well.
Okay, so he says he's got targets, he's got range. Let's see what he does. It's the shooting phase coming up next. We're opening up here in the shooting phase with the Dominus. He's firing at the forward phalanx of warriors here.
First mistake.
Ominous green glows from the Gorse flares there. Okay, opening up, Stig, talk us through it. What are you firing?
So he's got a Volkite blaster. It's a heavy weapon. So he has moved. So it means that it's hitting on threes. He re-rolls ones because of himself.
Very nice.
3 hits.
Full house.
Which is nice. It's strength 6.
That's 3s to wounds. It's 2 wounds there.
Cool.
Minus?
No minus on that. And unfortunately no 6s and no mortals.
3 ups. Cool, they're fine.
Right, now the warriors, I believe, Mr. Bone, are actually a 4-up save.
They are, aren't they? I'm thinking of the
unless
mortals.
they've changed that in the new codex.
No, I think you're right, so I do lose one.
Righty-ho. Next up, we have the breachers with their arc rifles. Or they were actually arc cannons, I believe.
Heavy arc rifles.
That's right, heavy arc rifles.
We'll get them in.
Now they're firing at the same phalanx, is that correct?
Phalanx.
Now they are out of the 9-inch Belisarius Call bubble, afforded by his Warlord traits. They're also out of the 6-inch bubble of the Dominus, so no rerolls of any kind here.
Yeah, so they're just hitting on 4s.
Okay.
4 hits, strength 6.
That is 3 wounds there on
So
3s.
Minus 2.
Okay, so 6s.
He's got a 6. There's 2 more of the phalanx destroyed, although they may resurrect with their reanimation protocols, such as the Nefertai way. It is now elimination time. The 1950s space robots, under the command of the Dominus and the Data Smith, open up with a volley of fire in coordination with the grav destroyers behind them. The question is, what's the target?
Can you guess?
Is it the same phalanx?
Weird that.
Seems like some tabletop tactics here happening. Okay, right, now the elimination, that very dramatic sentence that I just came up with there was done because he's using the stratagem, elimination volley. It is 2 command points, putting Stig down to 4. But as I recall, it gives a +1 to hit on both units.
Both units, yes.
Yeah, very nice.
So because they've moved, they would have been hitting on 5s. They're now hitting on 4s,
Yes.
re-rolling 1s. And
Because of
then
the
those destroyers will be hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything because of Call
Because of
behind them.
Belisarius Call. That's right.
So hopefully we can get some damage now.
Yeah.
So 4s re-rolling 1s first.
He's got 2 ones there.
Just take those out at the same time.
Not a bad roll, an exceptional roll actually. My goodness, what a spread of hits there.
Okay, so hitting on 3s again.
Thud, thud, thuds. And that's wounding on 3s. That is
Minus
a
2s.
whopping 7.
Yeah,
That goes through
7
there.
minus 2, please, sir.
With the phosphate.
Yeah. Do save 3.
He saves 3, 666. The Nefertai here, resilient.
That's how I roll.
Should we stay rolling for the grav destroyers now?
Yep.
I'll just take
Considerable
my 4
amount
dice.
of shots coming this way, and these will be deadly. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything because of Belisarius Call. The wording on his re-roll of hits is very favourable for the Mechanicus.
Right.
So removing 1s and 2s.
And re-rolling those.
Another 2 in there, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. He re-rolls that. That's a full house, folks.
Oh my
The grav train is here. Choo choo. I would say all aboard, but I'm not sure that these warriors will be able to get on board anything after this.
Okay.
There's another in there as well. One more. Okay. Cheating, that's it.
5, 10, 14 saves, please, sir. At -3.
Yeah, well, he doesn't get a save stick.
Does he not get your...
Were you taunting? Were you taunting him?
Is there not
Now, is that phalanx within 3 inches of the chronometron?
It is. So I will get...
Right, and then I see, I didn't realise that this was within 3 inches.
Yeah.
Is this the unit?
It is.
Okay.
So I've
yes, I suppose that is just 3 inches, isn't it?
So I made a little mistake with
yes,
that.
because the phosphor, in fact, could have saved as well.
Yeah.
So let me check what saves you've made, and then we'll do these saves as well. So why don't you do these saves?
So I get 5 ups.
Yeah, you did roll a 666 against that phosphor block volley.
Yeah.
So
I think the other 3 were like 3s and stuff.
Yeah, it might not have come up.
No.
But yeah,
So about
Cryptech
14.
here, the chronometron, 3-inch bubble, 5 up invulnerable
Sorry
save.
about that, everyone. 5 ups. Okay.
Okay, it's made 3, I can see, 4, 5, 6, I can see. Certainly not bad.
No.
He's lost
One,
a
2,
total of 8.
8, which the
And then
unit's
we'll
still
double
alive.
check. The unit is
5.
still alive. We'll double check now to see if he did any saves in the previous round. So we've just double checked that, and in fact, with against the phosphor, he did make 1 roll of a 5 in addition to the 666. So it would have meant that the chronometron did in fact save one of the warriors. So we replaced one of the warriors here. We also had the idea to check the arc rifles as well, just in case. But as it turns out, he rolled 3s, and the only save he did make against the arc rifles was a 6 anyway. So that is all corrected. So no issues there. Chronometron has now been accounted for. You've done your elimination volley, except the phalanx is not yet eliminated, and in fact, you've only got the one other unit now, I think, in range and sight, and that is the knight himself.
Absolutely.
So, what are you going to be firing at?
Can you get that? I'm going to start off with the thermal cannon into the phalanx.
Okay.
So
you're shooting everything at the
I'm
phalanx.
firing everything at that.
Everything.
It's the only thing I can hit.
Everything.
There we go. Yeah.
So heavy D6 shots.
3 shots.
Right.
Coming in hot here.
He obviously has moved.
And he doesn't benefit from Belisarius' call.
No,
as
so
I
he doesn't.
recall.
So hitting on 3s.
That's 2 misses. That's 1 hit.
No, it's strength 9.
It's a wound.
Cool. And that is that's only you.
Oh, that's 5 up invulnerable save.
Absolutely.
I think you're fine.
I believe that the chronometron
I'll actually remember it this
affords
time.
you a 5+
Very
invulnerable
good.
save, Mr. Bone.
No, so another one. So the one that we brought back is now dead. That's a 1.
Okay, we've still got the missile pod.
And the heavy stubber.
Heavy stubber.
We'll do the missile pod next for argument's sake.
Okay.
So heavy 3. All hit
2
this time.
6s and a 4.
Ooh.
Right, it is strength 8 though, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
so-
you do have 2 wounds there.
Only 2 though.
Minus?
I'm just going to double check. Forgive me, sorry.
I believe it's -2, but I could be wrong.
It is -2.
Yep,
Okay,
so 5 ups
fantastic.
again. Whoa! That's 3 dead from the unit so far.
The final rounds skim across the battlefield here. 3 heavy stubber shots. Can they take out all 3 warriors?
Hitting on 3s.
It would be incredible. Well, we've only got 2 hits. We know the warrior unit statistically cannot be destroyed here.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. It's 2 saves required. The bone. A 1. A dramatic 1 and 2 there, leaving just 1 left alive.
It's almost.
Now, a lot of you crazy kids at home could go, well, Lawrence Stig has 1 because they physically cannot pass their morale check at this point. And remember, as I said in the list analysis at the beginning, Mr. Bone did not take the Warlord trait where you auto pass morale,
Yeah.
which is probably It's up there with one of my
Yeah,
favourites.
if you're gonna run infantry like this, I think it's very good.
It's very good, yes. However, can we confirm the end of your shooting phase, Stick?
Yeah, I just quadruple measured things just to make sure that it wasn't somehow.
Doesn't have the range on the plasma culverins there.
No.
The heavy plasma.
No.
So that brings us to only one other phase that can potentially happen. That's the morale phase. What do you wish to do in this morale phase, Mr. Bone?
So listen, it's an interesting run because I only have 6 points, right? And this is a showcase of the Codex.
Yes.
So I want to be able to show you some of the stratagems.
Oh, you do?
However...
That's very nice.
However, the actual play here is you burn 2 command points and they automatically pass it, and then you bring them back with your reanimation protocols.
This is true.
That's the play.
That is the play.
Yeah.
Now, if you do that play, will you have enough command points left over to show some cool stratagems? No. You have 4 command points?
I still have 4. I'll be able to show you some stuff.
You have the Pharaons will be done.
Yeah.
You could have...
Yeah, I can. I've got one that removes cover, so that would get rid of him in the shroud. Shroud style,
which is very nice. There's the charge.
There's the charge.
Which is the advance and charge one.
Yeah.
For the Canoptech.
Yeah.
Would be very useful.
I still get to show you some stuff, so I'm going to burn the 2 command points.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it. I think, to be fair, that all of the players out there would be like, if you don't burn the 2 command points, it's really silly.
Yeah. I mean, I was more torn with the fact I wanted to show you some stuff.
No, I agree. I think the Necron Codex preview in all of us wants you to not spend the command points.
But for
the tactical play, you have to spend the command points. Because this, of course, shows the power of the army, the advantage of what happens if an opponent does not destroy a blob. Becomes massive because you can have effectively now meant that a lot of his firepower in turn 1 did nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Here it is then. We are now in Necron's turn 1, and the first thing you do at the beginning of your turn is the reanimation protocols. The one lone warrior still alive here. 19 rolls. Now,
19 ones coming out.
He reanimates on 5s.
Yeah.
But he is within 3 of that Cryptech. And he gets now 5s, a +1 even, so makes it 4s for the reanimation. Hence the burning of the 2 command points to keep the phalanx alive. Right, so here we go. 4s.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice.
I feel sick.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, I feel sick.
Yeah, so that's 14.
Wow. The movement phase for the Nefertiti dynasty is now complete. At the beginning of the turn, just after the reanimation protocols, Sekhmet Ra himself said his will be done on the phalanx, which has now been resurrected to... How many have you got in there? 14 or something now?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Disgusting.
No, 15.
15.
Even more disgusting.
And it gets even worse because he gets to do it again. Still
like
benefiting from the +1 because of Osiris Ra, the brother of Sekhmet. The Ghost Art now allows them, all units of warriors within 3 inches, to roll reanimation at the end of the movement phase. So here we go. So for the remaining 5, on 4s, right, he gets 2 back. But still, if you think about that, folks, that's 17 back. Incredible. So there it is. Mr. Bone just placing some warriors back here. And we are now in the shooting phase. We can see movement-wise that the destroyers hovered up behind the 2 phalanxes. The characters here, Sekhmet, a new lord who's yet to be named. Osiris Ra using his cloak there. So we're counting him as having the Canoptech cloak.
He's like Sekhmet's cousin or something.
Yeah.
Slightly backwards cousin. Just brought along.
He is now hovered over here. He's got the fly keywords, moving 10 inches. And is buffing up the well, these two phalanxes here, the chronometron. So we're in the shooting phase. The question is, who's shooting at what? Oh, it should also be noted as well that the Wraiths did advance, but they only rolled a 1 on their advance roll in the movement phase.
Solid, really solid.
They've just tucked themselves up behind the Imperial Fort here.
Yeah.
So, Bone, in the shooting phase, what are you firing?
So I'm going to fire these phalanx at this unit of
breaches.
Right, now, how many are in rapid fire?
I'm going to measure that up real quick.
Too many.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I would say more like 5.
5. Okay.
4 then.
Now, so because rapid fire is half range, you will now benefit for the first time from the Mefrit Dynasty's rules.
Yep.
So those 5 will actually be at -2.
Yeah.
So you will need to roll them separately.
Well, shall we do those first and then do the rest?
Cool. All right. And so we've done. My will be done. Any stratagems being used here?
There is one.
So you did mention that to me off camera.
I could use.
Or are you saving it?
Well, no. There's the
Mefrit one.
The Mefrit one. That's what I was thinking. So on the roll of a 6, I actually get extra shot.
Right. That's called Talent for Annihilation. So you use it before a Mefrit unit from your army attacks in the shooting phase. So if you're going to do it, you have to do it now.
Yeah.
Each time you make an unmodified hit roll of 6 for a model in that unit, you can make 1 additional hit roll for that model for the same weapon.
Okay, so I just roll another shot. Right?
That's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna activate that now before I shoot.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all,
only 1 command point, so that leaves you with 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do the rapid fire ones first.
Okay. So any 6s here get an additional shot. He's rolled 2 6s, and you're hitting on 2s there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's good. So far I've hit
and then
them,
2 additional shots.
Shots.
He's got another hit. Okay.
Cool. Now.
So you want to roll to wound with those first.
So that
is 5s.
Yeah, 5s.
And they're no longer within 3 inches of the Lords.
No, unfortunately.
The phalanx has moved forward, so no rerolls of 1s.
It's 6 inches.
So are you in 6?
Yes,
is this is this the back one? No, you are within 6 then, sir.
So we'll be rerolling wound rolls of 1.
Yep.
Okay, so 5 rerolling 1s.
And he did get 2 1s, so it paid off, but he's... Right, he's got 4 wounds, and these are all at -2.
Yeah.
So effectively ignoring the Shroud's arm, and then cutting through 1 point of armor. Yeah, 4 up saves. He's failed 3. I believe they're 3 wounds of breacher.
Indeed.
That is 1 breached, sir. We now have 11 rifle shots, which are not at -2, they're at -1 because they're outside of 12 inches. Here we go. Hitting on 2s, 2 1s have missed.
Oh, I did get a 6, 1 6
yes,
there.
so you can do an additional. Cool, we go. It's another hit.
5 rerolling 1s.
Okay, only the 2 so far. Okay, only 2.
Okay.
And he will get 3 up saves here. He's got a 6, he's got a 2. Okay, so he's lost a wound, but that's okay. Breachers have 3 wounds. That's the phalanx opened up. Nothing too serious yet. Let's see what he does next. Appears to be the Ghost Arc next, firing at the breacher units.
Okay, so 3s.
Yep. 5s.
Only
just the 1 wound.
My 1 because
goodness.
Is there a minus on that?
1.
Cool, so 3 up save.
He's made it. There's no issues there.
Okay, I'm out of range with everything else.
He's out of range. There we go. This Ghost Arc out of range. This phalanx and this phalanx, of course, out of range. Destroyer's just shy. That's right, because he did deploy, further back, as did the Mechanicus. They're both filling each other out in the deployment time of the phase of the game. Neither one wanting to have their alpha units struck off the board before the game effectively began. So that is turn 1 for the Necrons. No first blood from either side as of yet. So we're going to Mechanicus turn 2. Do you want to just roll the canticles here before you move into your turn? He's rolled a 2 and a 4.
So
4 is Shroud Psalm as a
that's
natural
Shroud Psalm,
result.
and I'm going to switch that to 3, which means that I will re-roll 1s in the fight phase.
Right.
So
Just in
it
case
does-
these robots see
yeah.
some action here, the Wraiths, and of course the Castellan robots there. Okay, so that is turn 1 for the Nefertai complete. Let's move on to Mechanicus turn 2 coming up next. It's the movement phase turn 2 for the Mechanicus. The 1950s space robots have indeed moved towards the Nefertai dynasty's lines. So it appears that the phalanx could actually be charged this turn. 4 punchy bots would surely destroy this metallic monstrosity here, but we shall see, we shall see. Other movement wise, nothing really to report. Slight shuffling here, of course, with the breaches, but it looks like the grav destroyers and the plasma have remained.
Move this one guy.
Right, now just to get line of sight perhaps.
Just to get, so his phosphor blaster is now within, but he was the only one that wasn't in range.
I see, understood. Okay, so he's got his targets, he's got his range, we've already done the canticles. It's really now down to the shooting phase. Bone currently on 3 victory points at the end of last turn for Scorched Earth against Stig's current 2 points. Let's see what he can get this turn. Here we go, it's game time. We have the 3...
4.
4, that's right, of course, you've got one tucked in the back there. 4 plasma destroyers firing at the Ghost Ark, but the phosphor blasters, the single shots, are firing at the Warriors. Is that correct, Stig?
That's correct.
Okay, so what are we opening with first?
Well, I'll do these just into the Warriors first.
Okay, Warriors. So 4 single shots. Re-rolling.
Because of cool.
He's got 2 hits.
Wow. Strength
Okay.
4.
It's 1 wound.
Minus.
No minus on that one.
Okay, 4 up. No.
It's a 3.
Oh, sorry, it was -1.
Oh well.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was a minus, but here we
dead
go.
anyway,
One's
give it.
destroyed, that's fine.
Cool.
Could get back up later.
Heavy D6
Now.
shots.
So this is 4d6 plasma rounds here, folks. Which is
Okay.
on 2 1s. Pretty unlucky there.
9, 10, 11 shots.
11 shots, okay.
4's re-rolling everything. That's cocked.
Rolling. Okay, it's a good roll. It's made up
So-
for a couple of ones there in the plasma. Okay.
Ooh, I think that was knocked, so I think it's those 4 that
Yeah.
have missed.
There's a 1
There's a
there,
one in
or is
there.
that one that was
No,
knocked?
that was the one that was
Oh,
knocked.
okay,
I
fine.
think.
Yes, okay.
Oh yeah, me too. I think it was knocked as well. That sounds very true.
Reanimation protocol.
Doesn't mean you
really?
can just change, you just change dice roll.
Here we go.
It's literally a rule. You're
Right.
cheating.
Right,
Right. He's down the wound rolls. He's wounded with every single... actually, hold on.
it's strength 7.
Straight, yes, no, it is
So
every
it's
single
one.
one because it's toughness 6.
Yeah.
So not only did he cheat, he's then wounded with everything anyway.
I don't like it.
-3.
-3. There's
Big
no
news,
save.
that means there's no save. However, it is only damage 1, which you
Yeah.
could argue is a good thing because the
Yes.
quantum shielding
Yes,
can't
exactly.
save it.
So you just take
So 7 wounds, right? So he's actually degraded the Ghost Ark now because the Ghost Ark's degradation starts at 7 wounds and less. Not a bad round of fire from the plasma. Let's see what he does next. Here we go. It's 4 Castellan robots now, my favourites. They are also firing at the Ghost Ark. Now they are within 6 inches of the Dominus for the reroll 1s. Let's see what happens.
They have moved though, that's the problem.
They have, so
they're now
they're hitting on 5s.
Oh, cheers.
He
So
didn't
none of
get
the
any
rerolls
ones.
work. Brilliant.
So actually, not a great roll. Well, you missed with the 4s as well, don't you?
Yeah, get them out of there.
Yeah, that's it.
Not picking those up again.
So
We've got
strength
2 wounds
6,
there.
Just the 2.
2 wounds.
Minus
What's the-
2,
minus
I believe.
2.
Yep.
6 up.
6 is no.
It's on 5.
There is 5 wounds left. Ghost Ark is still alive. Pretty damaged though. Do you know what you're firing next, Stig, or do you want to think about it?
No, I know these ones. These are now the breachers.
Okay.
Which are also coming into...
Right, so this is the haywire now, potential.
Yeah. So, because it is a vehicle, so that means it gives me D6 damage if
That's
I do for any wounds. So, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Drop that one.
He's got 2, he's got 3. And the strength, I think, is 6, isn't it?
It is 6, yes,
so
indeed.
it's 4s to wounds. Not a 1. Not a 1. Next up, it's the Dominus. Firing into the warriors. Here we go.
He did have to move just to make sure that he kept his 6-inch bubble going. So he's hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
It's 2 hits.
Strength 6.
Double 1, snake eyes.
Yes, feel it. Feel it.
Dear.
The power.
Amazing.
The absolute power.
Stig, you know what you're firing next?
Yes, we now have the heavy grav of these guys going into this warrior unit.
Okay, so destroyers down here, firing
5 dice, please.
into the Necron.
If you
warriors.
must.
I must.
You must.
Must. So 4s, re-rolling everything because they are in the 9-inch bubble.
Okay, Belisarius.
Not the, well, still a very good roll to start.
It was.
Pretty good.
Certainly not bad. Okay, just going to re-roll those misses now. So yep, translated a few more. Okay. Strength.
5.
Here's 5, so it's 3s.
Okay. Oh, that's alright. That's not bad,
It's very good. It's very good. It's -3, isn't it?
It is in.
Well, that means that there is no save.
Unless I've got a 5-up save.
Of course, from the chronometron.
The
So you've got, what's that, 5?
I'll just roll those. I'll just roll those,
Here
yeah.
we go.
I'll use your own dice against you.
It's not bad.
Not bad,
It's not
save.
bad.
5.
So he's dropping
7.
7. Phalanx has not been shifted. The robots will surely have to destroy them in combat. For if he does not, they could be resurrected again, which would cause a real problem then all of a sudden having 60 warriors facing you down. Stig, any other ideas shooting wise? Do you want to have a think?
Well, it's night next, but we'll pause at this point.
Sure thing. It's night time, but will it be good night time? Yeah, that's one of my good ones. Right.
You're an idiot.
Anyway, so what are you firing at?
Yeah, I'm completely lost. So, Heavy Stubber and Storm Spear Rocket Pod coming into this warrior unit.
Very good.
This is a serious preview game. This is important.
Yeah, sometimes I always laugh at my own jokes. So
It's the only one.
yeah. So go on then, do your shooting.
Right.
Oh, I should mention as well. My mistake earlier. In your last turn, you did declare you were changing your
Yeah, so at the start of the movement phase,
Yes.
with the Data Smith on a roll of a 2, I got to change the protocol with them.
Yeah.
Because I never use a Data Smith, I completely forgot to do that as part of filming. So I'm.
And I didn't. Well, I didn't film it, and I forgot to then mention it subsequently in your last turn. So they do have the ability to fight twice.
Well, no, in the next turn they will have.
Yes, exactly. Okay, cool. So back to shooting.
Back to shooting. Heavy Stubber and Storm Spear Rocket Rod into the warriors. Thermal Cannon into the wraiths.
Copy that. Let's do it. What are we doing first?
Let's do with the thermal cannon. So heavy D6 shots.
6.
It's a magic number.
Freeze.
He's hit with 5.
Oh, good.
Now
Strength 9
it
against
is.
toughness 5, 3s. He's He's rolled.
Very good.
He's rolled 3 whiffs there, 2 wounds.
So then I get 2,
Saves of
3 up.
3 up invulnerables.
4, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's maybe -4, but I get my 3 up.
His wraith form.
And they love it.
He makes both.
They love it. They shift out of reality for a moment, and then they just come back in. Oh, it's very Matrix. I love it.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens.
I love it.
So next weapon system.
Yeah, heavy stubber into the warriors.
Warriors. 2 hits.
Strength 4.
No wounds.
And then the Storm Spear rocket pod.
And this is firing at.
Brilliant.
He's rolled off the board. Such are the nerves. He's only hit once.
Strength 8 on this one, so.
And he has wounded a single warrior. It's -3.
5 up.
They've got Chronometron.
No.
They do fail it. That is the night in all of its glory, amounting to very little.
Very, very little.
Wowzers. So, it's charge phase time, and the robots from Mars are charging the robots from the Nefertite dynasty, but they're also declaring a charge against the Cryptek also. So we've got some Overwatch coming up here.
So we'll do the warriors first.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Just the one.
Just the one.
It is no wound.
Nope. Okay. And the Staff of Light from Osiris Ra.
No.
No. Doesn't find any target. The charge is an 11, and we pre-measured.
Gets them both.
He was only 10 inches away.
Yeah.
Could Osiris be punched to death, torn apart here by the robots in the Mechanicus turn 2?
Most likely.
See what happens. Okay, team, we are now in the fight phase. The robots ominously marching towards the Nefertite. Who's striking first, sir? And against what?
So I've split them, so I've got 2 going into the Cryptek and 2 going into the warriors. I'll
Determined to bring the Cryptek down.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't
for the B-bang.
I don't want that 5 up invulnerable save. It's been a bit of a problem.
Yes.
Just saying. So let's punch him in the face first.
Okay. That's a lot of hits, folks.
Now
It is 2s to wound.
Yeah, strength 10.
That is 4 wounds.
Now they are -3.
Cool, so he's dead.
And 3 damage.
So he's dead. He's just dead.
Now, are you employing any stratagem?
Yes, I am.
And what stratagem might that be?
So this is called. I believe it's called Extermination Protocols.
I don't think so.
No, it's
is it Resurrection Protocols?
Resurrection Protocols. That's right. Use this stratagem when a Necron character from your army, excluding excluding Satan, essentially, is slain. At the end of that phase, roll a d6 on a 4+. That character is set up again as close as possible to his previous position, and more than 1 from an enemy model, with 1 wound remaining. So I need to now roll a 4.
Well, that's at the end of the phase.
The end of the phase.
So we'll do it, but you have declared.
I've declared it.
Okay, so you've got 2 command points left. Now let's continue with the combat. Okay.
So 4 hits.
It's 4
wounds.
destroyed robots.
Yeah.
Obviously, the chronometer not working in close combat, folks, just in case anyone was wondering. So that does still leave 3 robots alive, though.
Yeah.
It's ready to be resurrected yet again.
No, he's not.
Right, so I get to hit you back. That's my warriors.
Okay,
3 hits.
that's 3 hits. Incredible. No wounds, though. Okay.
Fair enough.
Osiris has already fallen. That does bring it to the end of the phase.
Okay.
Now, on a 4+, Osiris stands up again.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Roll of a 4, 5, or a 6. Attention is high here.
Oh, it was nearly a 6! It was nearly a 6! Did I use a command point? The 5 up invulnerable was really important. It's really important. I'm going to use 1.
The +1 to the reanimation as well if he loses Osiris here. He does now use a command point,
I've only got
leaving
one
him with
left.
only one
You'll have
left.
to buy the codex to see the stratagems everywhere.
Well,
Because I can't show you anymore. Okay, here we go. So 4 up.
you failed! It's a sad day for the Necrons here. Because not only does he auto-fail the morale check, okay, automatically fail the morale check again. I repeat, immune to morale aura is the one I would go for in this particular style army. Now, he's piled in, he's into the Ghost Ark. The Ghost Ark can technically hit the robots now, if he likes, but sadly now the Necrons with only one command point left. Now there is another good stratagem that he can use next turn, which he probably will, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes, I will. Okay, so I get D3 attacks. So I get 3.
Okay.
What was that? A second ago. No hits.
Okay. So technically that happens just before the morale phase and the removing of the warriors there. But there we go. It's happened. The unthinkable, Osiris has fallen. Sekhmet must now avenge him. Let's see what happens. It is Necron's turn 2 coming up next. Stig there finally getting first blood this turn and claiming another 2 victory points, so he's on a total of 5. And Bone, you're on a total of 3, I believe.
Right, yes.
Okay, let's move on to your turn 2 coming up next. Here it is, the movement phase for the Nefertai completes in turn 2. We can see that the pressure has definitely been laid on here by the Mechanicus, because these robots now in his lines, they really have to be dealt with. However, he's answered by swerving the Ghost Arks, the 2 phalanxes marching towards them, the destroyers, Sekhmet Ra standing forward himself with his second in command. Surely the Castellan robots, the 1950s robots from outer space, cannot deal with such an onslaught of Gorse weaponry.
No. Well, here's
surely, right?
Surely.
Right?
Famous last word.
We shall see. Meanwhile, the Wraiths have phased through the Imperial fort here and are looking at the Knight and potentially the Dominus. It's got a few charge options actually. Next phase, or I should say in the charge phase and fight phase later in this turn. So that is it. Now, my will be done
Has been put on here, and I'm going to use my last command point to use Faerun's will. So use this stratagem after an overlord from your army has used the may will be done or wave of command ability.
Yep.
That model can immediately use that ability for a second time this turn.
Perfect.
So I'm going to put that on
that phalanx. So that means that both of these phalanxes are now hitting on 2s.
They're in rapid fire range.
They're in rapid fire range.
So I'll be...
It's big news.
Yeah, so it's -2.
Okay. The Mephrit Dynasty rules should come to play now. Let's move on to the shooting phase then. That's coming up next. We're in the shooting phase. The warriors of the Nefertai, aka Mephrit, open up against the Castellan robots. 40 shots. Are you holding all 40 dice?
I am. Because
It's
I'm
a
not
miracle.
Both hands.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
here we
I
go.
will be hitting on 2.
2s because my will be done. Very nice.
Disgusting.
Very nice.
Wow, okay, so I dropped 4.
Incredible spread of hits there.
Toughness 7.
Now, toughness 7, strength 4 for the Gorse Flayer, so 5s to wounds, but he does get to reroll 1s to wounds because of the presence
someone
of
help
the
you?
Lord.
No, I've got it.
Are you gonna get
I need
that
to learn to do this myself.
With your tiny hands.
5s to wounds.
Come on now. Alright, here we go. I've got it. Right, here we go. Okay, can reroll all these 1s.
Just as well.
Because there's quite a few.
There is, yeah.
There's no one.
But I can see quite a few wounds in there as well, actually. I think that's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Now
so
the
far.
re-roll, he's got a few more, 3 more by the looks of
Okay,
it.
so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that one was a 5, he just knocked it over. And gosh, there's a lot of wounds here.
13,
Don't forget, with the
14,
Mephrit rules, this is at -2.
16.
So you add an additional minus.
17, 18.
18 saves at -2. Now,
So that's a
the
4.
robots did have Shard Psalm on,
Yeah.
so they still get the 4-up save. But my goodness, a lot of saves to make.
I've got
Here we go.
15 at the moment, and I'll put 3 more in if they're
15
alive.
needs to re-roll a further 3. Gosh, that looks like a good roll, though. He does need to roll another 3 in addition.
Right, so I'm going to pop that there. Those are the wounds.
So he's failed 4, and he needs to roll. He does fail at least those additional 3. Now that actually does destroy a robot. It's 7 wounds in total. 1 robot has been destroyed, and 1's reduced to 1. Has lost 1 wound. Does he blow up? No, he doesn't. Okay, so 1 robot down from that phalanx fire.
Very cool.
Interesting. Okay, let's see what he does next. Second phalanx opens up now. Same thing again, rinse and repeat. 40 shots. 2s. Yep, it's another good spread of hits,
Wow,
isn't it?
38.
Okay. Incredible.
38 hits.
Only 2 1s out of all of that. Very, very good results.
Okay,
Can he get the 5s and 6s again?
can I get the dice into my hand again? I think is the real question here. Got one more
Missing
under
one more.
here.
Okay. Here we go. 5s and 6s. Re-roll the 1s. He's only rolled 3 1s anyway, by the looks of it. Oh no, there's another one in there. Yep.
Hits in that, well, lots of things.
Okay. Does get another wound there.
So 1, 2, 3,
4, 6. That was knocked over.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9,
10,
10,
11,
11, 12, 13, 14,
and 15.
15.
15 wounds.
15
Okay.
wins.
Okay, so 3 less than last time. But can Steve get as lucky with his saves? Not this time, by the looks of it, folks.
Right, so that is 1 gone.
Right.
And then... and 1 on 1 wound.
Well, 1 had already lost a
Yeah,
wound,
so
so
that's-
that in fact destroys.
So that's 1 gone.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you failed 10 in total.
Yeah, does he blow up?
Okay. Does he blow up?
No.
No. Okay. 1 is left on 1 wound, though. 2 of the robots brought down. Almost 3 by the mighty fire of these phalanxes, the Gorse Flayers there in combination with My Will Be Done. Absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Ghost Ark, the damaged one, onto the 2 robots. So they are in rapid fire range, so 20 shots, I believe is the magic number here.
I am hitting on 4s because I am degraded.
That's right.
Not terrible.
5s, obviously no re-rolls or anything. Right, he's got 3 wounds there.
3 at -1.
-1. So
Well, it's actually
3s.
-2 because it's within 12 inches.
Oh yeah, it is too.
cool.
And the Mefrit affects all of the models in your
Yeah,
army with the
so I
Dynasty
need-
keyword. Do you just want to check that Ghost Ark does have, in fact, the Dynasty keyword? Yes, it
Yes.
does. I can see it. Fantastic. Great. Okay.
So I need to make 3 4
You need to make 3 4-ups, otherwise a robot is destroyed. Failed 2, so even with a reroll, 1 is definitely destroyed. Does it blow up? No, it doesn't. Only 1 robot remaining, and the destroyers are yet to fire, as is a second Ghost Ark. Wow, this is looking good, folks. And so we're moving on. Spider joke may have just been dropped, but
Nothing
Okay.
so what's happening here?
3s now.
Second Ghost Ark
You can go south
into
now.
that robot.
Yes.
Can it take 5 wounds? It's a lot of hits. He's sitting on 3s this time. Remember, this one's
Oh,
not
that one
degraded,
was a
Mr. Bone.
No, it is not. Okay,
Okay.
that's good.
It's 5s and 6s to hit. That was a very good roll.
Yes, it
Obviously
was.
inspired by the damaged Ghost Ark.
Well, that's not
He's got a
bad.
few wounds. My goodness, does he have a few wounds? And don't forget, folks, this is also at -2.
Okay, so that is 7 wounds.
Big news. It's big news.
Don't like it.
I love it.
Right.
4s.
He's failed 4. He's failed 4. That's got 1 wound left. It's hot off the press. Can you destroy it with your next bit of fire?
I hope so.
He's doing the wiggle dance. We continue with the shooting, and the destroyers are ready to decimate all before them. We do have a split fire situation.
It's a split fire.
4 can see these 2 breaches. 2 can't. But as it turns out, I think that's Bone's quite happy with that anyway, because he thinks that these 2 should destroy the robot alone.
Maybe the destroyers should destroy.
Yes. Yeah.
That was for you, mate. That was for you.
That was a good one.
That was all right.
Yes.
I've done better.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So,
which set are we firing first? The 2 or the 4?
Let's get this out of the way. Let's rip the band-aid off, shall we?
Right.
Right. So hitting on 3s. And it's Gauss cannon, so yeah, just making sure I got that right.
Now, their hardwired hatred rule, I believe, I think
allows
it's called.
me to
re-roll 1s to hit.
1. Look at that roll so
I know,
far.
it's a great roll. Now, that's all hits. Now, if you had a Necron Lord, Destroyer Lord nearby, you could re-roll 1s to wound for them as well.
Yes. Can I not re-roll? Because they have the infantry keyword, wouldn't it just work with a normal Lord?
Right. Well, it would if they have the infantry keyword.
They do. That's why I like
So Destroyers have the infantry keyword.
Yes, they do.
That means that the normal Lord, who happens to be right here, is, of course, within 6 inches of them. So now they're re-rolling to wound on rolls of 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Great. So,
here we go.
tough. Okay, so need 5s and 6s, re-rolling 1s.
Good and just as well, because he's failed to score any wounds here, he's done it with 1.
Done it with 1.
But only 1.
And this would be -4. Because I'm within half range.
You are within half range.
So I need a 5 or a 6.
He needs the repulsor grid to go off.
And I need a 6 to do a mortal wound back on him. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be rude.
No. It's a 4. He's failed the save. It is a destroyed robot. Does it blow up?
He is within 3 inches of
No, he's not. I measured it.
It's controversial. It's controversial. We have a claim of pre-measurement here. He rolls a 1 anyway. Destroyers already starting off well with their reputation, although Bone, to be fair, was pretty unlucky. Only the 1 wound there, but it did pay off. We've got 4 more now, opening up 3 shots apiece against these 2 breaches to hit. Re-rolling the 1s. My goodness, that's a roll and a half.
This is just great.
Full house.
Yeah. And just before anyone asks, I do have something called the repulsor platform, so this unit can move and fire heavy weapons without suffering the penalty to hit rolls.
That is correct.
Because I know someone will comment on it.
That's right. They say, why you move with your heavy weapon? Why are you? Yeah.
Because I'm cheating.
Because he's cheating.
He's like that.
Okay.
Right, so
here we
3s
go.
to wound. Because they are toughness 5, right?
Toughness 5. Yeah.
Very good. 3s to wound. Reroll that 1.
1. Yeah.
Didn't make a difference.
No. Okay. But it's still a good spread of wounds.
It's not bad.
Now these aren't at half range.
No, but they're still -3.
It's still -3. Now Shroud's Arm is in effect.
So it's 5s or 6s.
5s or 6s.
So is it how many wounds? Sorry. 4.
It'll be D3.
It's,
oh, no,
3, 6, 7, 8 wounds that have gone through,
okay.
and they are D3 damage. So yeah, they're no joke. Destroyers are no joke. Right, that looks like it's doom for the Mechanicus there. 6 failed right off the bat.
Yeah, but don't even need to roll the damage.
No.
Yeah, exactly. They are destroyed even before the damage is rolled. The Destroyers have really lived up to their name there, claiming 2 units this turn. Here we go. It's the charge phase now. The Wraiths, a much improved unit. I talked them up in the list analysis at the beginning. Let's see what they can do. They're charging the Knight, but first we have some Overwatch.
So from the thermal cannon, heavy D shots, D6 shots, so 3 shots.
Okay. It's a hit. To wound, 3s. It's a wound on a 6. Save, 3 up, invulnerable save. It's a 1. No command re-rolls available. D6 damage. In fact, at that range, it's 2d6. Pick the highest. Doesn't matter, you rolled a 5 anyway. 1 is destroyed, sir. 1 is destroyed on the way in. Missiles. 2 hits, double 6.
Oh, God.
3s to wounds. 1 wounds. 3+ invulnerable save. Again, Wraith form does make it this time.
Okay.
Heavy stubber. No hits. Okay. After all of that, can he make the charge?
I need a 5.
He needs a 5. Okay.
So the averages are with me.
You said it now.
Oh, tension was high, but he's got the 7. Lucky for some. In they go. Did lose a Wraith on the way in.
Yeah, that
Will
hurt.
5 be enough? Let's find out. So we are now in the fight phase, and Bone has just done his pile-ins, and in fact he's now moved within 1 inch of the destroyers there, the grav destroyers, so he's tied them up, effectively stopping them shooting next turn, which is also big news. Although of course they'll be able to hit him in this combat, and he can't hit them. So, Mr. Bone.
Yeah.
You've got 5 times 3 attacks, also known as 15 attacks.
Mathematics, people!
Against the Knights.
Cool, so hitting on 3s.
Okay. Now, there are some other cool stratagems that could have been used, but sadly we're out of command points here. But,
sorry, everyone.
This is the way it goes, hopefully.
Okay, not bad.
It's had a nice taste. He's rolled really well anyway, so...
So I need 5s and 6s now.
Frankly, it's worked out, but 5s and 6s is the tough part. Strengths... okay, I can see 2 that have gone through there.
Only 2.
What's
right,
the minus?
okay.
-2?
The minus is now 2. Used to be -1, and the damage is 2. Also used to be 1. So they have literally doubled in their effectiveness, but against the Knight, perhaps...
So 5s and 6s?
Right, he has failed both of those. That is 4 points of damage that have gone through.
Yeah.
And he was probably a little unlucky on his wound rolls there, maybe deserved 1 or 2 more, but then to be fair, Stig would have deserved to have saved a couple. So it's kind of evened out. 4 points of damage on the Knight. More importantly, he's tied up the Grav Destroyers. But now we have the attacks back. Grav Destroyers can attack. Well, 2 of them can at the moment. Depending on whether they want to pile in further or not. You can get more. And then we have the Knight. Let's see what he does. So, he's chosen to not pile in with the other 2. What we're doing is we're going to go straight onto the attacks from the Knight. So, are you using the feet?
I am using the line hand's feet.
Okay.
So,
Kick these rates off him. Okay, that's about the average. Oh no, he's rolled actually.
Yeah, not great actually. Okay, so
strength.
Strength 8.
Okay, so not quite enough for 2s to wound.
Ooh.
He's only wounded with 3 there.
Now it is -3.
But the 3 plus invulnerable save
2.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they are D3 damage, so he still can do some damage.
He has failed 2, so you'll have to do this D3 1 at a time, Stig. Yeah. The first one is a 1, okay, so the second one is a 1, so 1 wraith still survives on 1 wound. Incredible, the Knight doesn't even down 1. So they have indeed done the business there, haven't they? Now we've got the destroyer, or 2 destroyers that can attack now.
So we've got 4 attacks from them hitting on 4s.
Okay, it's to see if he can finish off perhaps one of the wraiths.
Yeah, not what I wanted. Ooh.
He's hit once.
That's all you need.
Apparently.
Ish.
So wounds. No, that would be a failed wound. The wraiths have really weathered that storm. We can see the Bone is quite pleased with himself here, rubbing the belly. So that marks the end of the turn. Bone, you did get 1 victory point here, 2 victory points, 3 victory points. And in fact, this is where it gets really crazy. You've got more models now within 3 inches of that objective than I believe Stig does, because you've got 3 wraiths that I can count there, and Stig's just got his Knight and the Dominus. So you in actual fact get 4 points that turn.
I'm going to burn it.
Right, so can you do that at the end of this turn, can you?
Yeah, so you can, well, my understanding is if I'm holding an objective in his...
Yes, in his deployment zone.
Here's a question though, because wraiths are beasts.
Yes.
So, is it because he's infantry, wouldn't he be holding it?
Yes, correct. If his troops infantry was within 3 inches of the objective, but the Dominus is not a troops.
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No.
Okay. Good.
So it's only the troops units which have that the always hold objectives over other units.
Fair enough.
But yes, well spotted though, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to burn it.
So this is it. That's how it works.
So I get D3.
You get D3 points instead of 1, and then no one can claim those points anymore.
Removed.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I get.
Oh
3.
wow, that's big news. Potentially decisive blow here from the Nefertai. Surely the Mechanicus and call himself now will have to hit back with such fury that Sekhmet is just not prepared for it, because they are massively on the back foot. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points this turn, putting you on a total of what, Mr. Bone? 9 points versus Stig's 5. Folks, let's go into the Mechanicus turn coming up next. Turn 3 now, and we've got the Canticles coming up for the Mechanicus. What's he getting? 6 and a 1.
Okay, so that one becomes, let's see, an Electromancer, so I can try and do some mortal wounds against the Wraiths.
Yep.
And the other one, I'm just trying to... I'm going to go keep that as a 6, which means I re-roll 1s in the shooting phase for everything army-wide. So
nice.
Excluding the knight, of course, but everything else, so I don't need to worry about movement for
okay, them. Okay, interesting. Let's see what he does in his movement phase. It's the movement phase, and things are starting to look grim in the grim dark. You've cornered him, haven't you, Mr. Bone?
Yes, yes.
He's,
that wasn't me clapping myself, by the way. I just realised what that looked like. That was me clapping the that attempt of a joke that Lawrence made.
I was merely creating atmosphere.
It was very good. Well, you created something.
These destroyers have fallen back from the Wraiths. The Plasma destroyers have attempted to protect Cool, prepared a vanguard there. The Knight has fallen back. Not that that matters to him, he can continue to fire. The Dominus and the Data Smith having lost his prized robots, have turned to the Wraiths. This is big, because it means the maximum point he can get this turn is 1. Because the other objective was destroyed, razed to the ground. So the Mechanicus are going to have to pull something out incredible over the next couple of turns, but let's see what they can do. Can they first protect their lines and destroy the Wraiths that are within it? It's the shooting phase coming up next. However, we are in the shooting phase. However, this should have been done at the beginning of the turn as soon as we rolled the Canticles. So for those folks which have noticed that, well done. We've caught it now.
Just make sure you delete your comments, though. We got it. Don't worry about it.
So there we go. On the roll of a 6 for the Canticles, they will take D3 mortal wounds. Oh! He's only gunning. Wow. Because 1 is already on 1 wound. So now mortal wounds carry over.
Yeah.
So D3. Right, 2. So 1 Wraith is left on 2 wounds. He does destroy another Wraith. There we go. It's Litanies of the Electromancer, isn't it?
That's it.
Okay, it's done well. And now we're going to the shooting phase. So Stig, do you know what you want to do shooting-wise?
Yeah, Dominus is starting off. So he, with his Volkite Blaster, has 3 shots. He has had a little cheeky move. So he's hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Okay.
Lucky
2 1s. He gets 2 hits.
Strength 6.
2 wounds.
No
3
minus.
plus. He's failed another.
Okay.
What's the damage?
Now it's just going to be 1. It's just going to be 1.
Well, if it's just the 1, then 1 Wraith is left on 1 wound.
Because there was not a 6-inch roll of a 6 on the wound. So yeah.
Okay, it's not a problem.
Sorry. That's the 6 I rolled.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what you're going to fire next?
Yeah, the cheeky Data Smith is going to just fire. He's sitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
The Gamma Pistol. It's a hit.
Now he is strength 6 as well.
It's a wound.
It's minus 3.
3 up and vulnerable.
2 damage.
Oh, okay.
Well, regardless, 1 is only on 1 wound, so the damage would carry over to
He's
nothing.
not a vehicle, is he?
He makes his save anyway. Actually, the Wraith does count as a vehicle,
Does
I believe.
it count as a vehicle?
I could be wrong. I'm thinking of robots, actually.
Yeah, he's got beasts and Wraith.
He's
With
not
that
a vehicle.
it
Ignore
worked
that.
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Fair. Okay, well that's both the characters fired. Let's see what he does next. Next we have the Plasma Destroyers. 4 of them, and they are indeed firing at the remaining 4 Wraiths. Determined to remove them from his deployment zone. 46 shots.
Yeah.
That is certainly not bad.
12.
16.
Goodness.
16 shots.
Could that be enough to bring them down? It is only damage 1. He's not overcharged.
Right, hitting on 4s, re-rolling everything because of call. Get these re-rolls going.
Be a good thing.
Yeah. Don't know if he's translated enough there to get through the 3 up invons. He's got a wound.
7.
So it's 3's the wound now.
Ooh, okay.
Dropped another 5. It's big, folks. He's only got 5 wounds through.
Yeah, -3, so you are on your invulnerable, aren't you?
Yep. 3 up invons. He's only failed 1.
But there was one.
One was on 1 wound left, so he has destroyed 1, but is that much of a return from 4 plasma destroyers? Probably not. He's got the 3 phosphor blasters now.
4.
4 in fact, of course. Are they rapid fire, Stig?
No. Yes, they are.
I thought
Thank
so.
you.
So that's 8.
Right. Let's do those are re-rolls anyway.
Okay.
So I'll just do those. And I'll do the whole lot
Okay,
again.
so you've hit with 3 so far, and then you get 4 more shots. 3, 4, 5, 6 that have hit.
To re-roll that one.
Okay, so just 6.
So I've got 6 wounds to roll for. Just the 2.
Okay, 2 wounds.
Only 2.
Yeah, just the 2. -1.
3 up invulnerable, doesn't matter. He does fail both though, leaving a wraith on 1 wound.
Very good.
Okay. But so his cool now in the background levies his solar atomizer against the wraiths.
D3 shots.
Levels it rather. There we go. D3 shots. It's 3 hits, or 3 shots, I should say.
Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
It is 3 hits.
That is strength 10.
Yeah, it's a big 2's to wound. That's 3 wounds.
Now
it's
this
3
is
up.
-4.
Invulnerable save.
Yeah, and they are D6 damage because of the. Is it in 6? No, so it'll be D3 damage.
Okay.
Great.
He has failed another one. Doesn't matter about the damage, frankly, because 1 was only on 1 wound anyway. So he has destroyed another wraith. That leaves 2 remaining. They've sucked a lot of firepower away from this Mechanicus force. We've just got the knight left to fire. We are indeed moving on to the knight. The knight must fire at the 2 wraiths.
Heavy 6 shots.
4 shots from the thermal cannon. Yep, he's hit 3 times. Wounding on 3s.
Oh,
Only the 1 wound. I still feel like thermal cannon should be something like strength 12.
Yeah, something crazy.
Why is it strength 9?
yeah, it's just nice.
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
I mean, it is a knight's
3 up.
thermal cannon. He's made the save.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Okay.
It was really nice.
It shows you these D6 shot weapons
Rocket
just aren't
pod.
that reliable. Yeah, rocket pods. 3 shots. That is 2 wounds. So there's another 2 saves required at 3 up invulnerable here. He's failed 1. I believe the damage is D6 if I remember
I
correctly.
think it might be D3. I'm just double checking. It's D6.
Okay, I was right. It's 5, so that does indeed down another wraith. Certainly not bad. It's left with 1 now, and he's got the stubber left to shoot. 3 hits. No wounds.
No wounds. Okay.
But that is the army fired. Sadly, the Grav had to fall back, so they are not able to fire this turn. Brings it to the charge phase coming up next. Here we go. Here we go. Charge phase. Who's charging what?
Both these characters are going into the wraith.
Okay, Dominus and Data Smith.
I'll do the Data Smith. I'll do the Dominus first.
Okay. In
Cool.
he goes.
He's got 5, so he's got plenty of space now.
Data Smith.
And then Data Smith.
In he goes. It's the knight charging.
Well, he's fallen back.
Of course, yes. He's fallen back, so he can't.
So these guys are going to have to do the work.
Again, strange that a knight can't charge, but I suppose there you go.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. If you've fallen back, I think shooting is fine, but then to charge again.
Is it a bit much?
It's a bit much.
But your wraiths can fall back and charge.
Yeah, but you know.
You didn't know that, did you?
No.
Here it is, the Data Smith, claiming he will take vengeance for the fallen robots, punching the wraith.
Whereas Power Fist, so hitting on 4s.
1 hit.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So he is a strength 8.
It's a wound. 3+ invulnerable save required here. He saved.
That's
okay, it's the Dominus that will have to try and dominate.
Ooh,
the Wraith.
cheeky, that.
No,
Yep.
that was alright.
Yeah.
I'm giving you gold here.
Yeah, no.
Giving you gold.
Right. Axe hitting on 3.
Use it in the next bone count. 2 hits. That's 2 hits. Don't you re-roll ones, or it's only for the shooting
Only
phase?
for the shooting, unfortunately.
Shocking stuff here.
It is strength 5. Force.
It's a double 1, folks.
Very good.
Wow.
It's a double 1, and that is not what he wants.
It is, however, what I wanted. So, I'm going to put all my attacks back on the Dominus.
Only way he can get rid of that Wraith now is through morale.
Can't fail morale.
The Wraith's immune to morale.
No,
like
but he's only lost 4 and he's got leadership 10.
He's only lost 4,
This
of course,
turn, yeah.
this turn. Because it was a 6-man unit, but he lost 1 the previous turn.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
no!
So, 2 hits.
He hits back. He wounds
Two
back.
wounds. So that's on the Dominus.
What's the minus?
-2.
-2.
So 4s.
1 wound. Which becomes
Two
damage 2, so 2 wounds. That marks the end of the turn. Morale, as you've just correctly pointed out, is not an issue. I thought you'd lost 5 this turn. Of course you hadn't. You lost 1 on Overwatch. You only lost 4. So that means the Wraith is alive. And as I aptly pointed out earlier, he can fall back and charge. Uh-oh. It's Necrons. Turn 3 coming up next. Movement phase turn 3 complete for the Nefertai. My will be done has been issued to the destroyers. That means they're hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Ouch. Both phalanxes have moved up. He's actually foregone the 2 points over here because he's that confident he doesn't need them. Doesn't need them. Stig now on 6 points. Bone currently on 9, although by the end of this turn he will be on 10, 11 points in total. So, as you can see, it's really business as usual. The Necrons are now moving in for the kill. The Wraith has indeed fallen back from the 2 characters and looks like he's about to charge the Knight. So, with that in mind, it's a shooting phase coming up next. And we move into the shooting phase with, of course, the destroyers. Opening up against the Knight. Let's see what they can do.
So we mentioned my will be done has been put on these.
We have indeed.
Okay, good.
So 2s, rerolling 1s.
ones.
My goodness. Hardwired hatred. Rerolling those 2 fails. Yeah, that's it. Full complement of hits. Goodness gracious me.
And now because I've got my Lord there, I'm wounding on 5s and 6s, but I'm rerolling 1s.
Okay.
Wow.
He's got 1-1, but he's rolled a, my goodness. He's rolled a lot of 5s and 6s there. Oh dear. Yeah, and there's one there as well. Yeah. Oh wow. So we're looking at 8 saves.
8, 5 up saves because it's -3.
Yeah, so this is the 5+ invulnerable saves here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Ooh.
Oh, Stig.
Does it make
He's
1?
only made 1.
He's only made 1.
He's made 1.
Okay.
He's failed 7.
What's the
That's
damage on
73.
D3.
Wow.
Now, bear in mind the Knight's already lost 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
He's got
From
1
the
back.
Wraiths.
He's got 1 back for call. So he's on 21.
Oh, Master Machine.
Yes,
Yeah.
right, that's right. I didn't mention Call had healed him.
These are D3.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
6,
8,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage from the destroyers.
Wow.
Goodness gracious me. So he's lost 15, 16, 17, 18 in total after Cool had healed 1 in the previous turn. That's big news, folks.
So he's lost 18 wounds, putting him on 3 wounds.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
I feel dirty.
Now Oh, he's more than. If he's only lost 18 wounds, they come with 20.
18 in total. Sorry.
Yes.
So that was 5 wounds then.
Yes.
Forgive me.
So they come with 24 wounds
6
base.
wounds.
So he should have 6 wounds left.
Yes.
But
You're confusing me with your words.
You do have the Mechanicus stratagem where he can still act like he's got the top profile.
And I've
he
still
does
got
have
enough command points to be able
command
to do
points
it.
to pull that off. So it's not quite the end of the world, but nasty nonetheless. Ghost Dark time now. He's not quite in rapid fire range, but he's firing at the Grav Destroyers.
So this is the winner one, so he's hitting on 4s.
Good roll nonetheless. Then wounding on 5s. Swan at -1. Is Shroud's Arm in effect? No, it's not this
so
turn.
it's a 5 up.
No,
Nope.
so 1 loses a wound.
We'll just move straight
Second
into the next
Ghost
one.
Dark, same thing.
So this is 3s now.
Okay. He's got 3 wounds that time at -1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's made 1 save, so
2 go through, so that one's
means
dead.
1 is indeed destroyed. Okay.
I'm not sure I've got anything else left in range.
Yeah, don't think the phalanxes are actually in range. I don't even think this one can see anything.
No, it can't.
Where it is. So in actual fact, that may be the shooting phase done.
Oh, hang on. It's
Oh, we might have
24.
a few in range.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
We've
I've got a couple.
2,
1,
3, 4, 5, 6.
There you go. Either
That would make, yeah, there will be 8 in total will be in range of those front 2.
Okay, let's
So
just do that
8
quickly.
are ready to fire. Don't have my will be done on, so just hitting on 3s. Okay,
Shame.
and then yeah, and then
I knocked that one.
5s to wounds.
Can we
It's
roll the
got
1?
2. Yeah, Necron Lord's still in range. No,
2
okay.
wounds, -1.
-1, so it's still 5s.
Does make 1, so 1 of the destroyers has lost a wound. Okay, that does mark the end of the shooting phase. Whew, didn't actually technically destroy a unit, but a lot of damage on that knight. It brings it to the charge phase coming up next. Here's the Wraith, it's the charge phase, and he's charging the knights. So we've got some Overwatch first.
Let's start off with the thermal cannon. So D6 shots, 4 shots.
Got a hit, he wanted that.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
6 just there under the crane. Now
I'm going to use the command point to
right, because he really needs to.
Oh,
He's rolled a 1.
Oh, come on now.
Dear, oh dear. That's unlucky.
okay.
Okay, the missiles. He's got a
just
1
the 1.
hit. Okay, 1 hit there. He's rolled the 1 on the wound again. Stick. It's bad news, folks.
Right, that one's going over there. I'm not using that again.
Stubborn out. No hits.
No.
Okay.
Okay, cannot fail this charge.
No, but he's rolling 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Ooh, very good.
I believe. Are you moving into?
You can sit right about there, can't you?
Right. So he's doing this deliberately to then tie up the destroyers there as well to stop that plasma fire happening. Really, that knight needs to destroy that Wraith, perhaps with the destroyers as well. Just put everything into it, because if they don't, he'll shut down half of the army shooting yet again. Alright, fight phase coming up next. Here it is. We're in the fight phase. The Wraith attacks the knight. With a lucky roll here, he could destroy the knight. That's 3 hits.
That's a good start.
5s and 6s is what he's got 1 wound.
Just
Okay,
one.
so he cannot destroy the knight. That's a failed save on a 2. The knight is down to 4 wounds, folks. Now, sadly, the stratagem Machine Spirit Resurgent can only be done at the beginning of the phase, or beginning of the turn, I should say. So the knight will have to act as damaged as he is. So he looks like he's attacking with the knight first. Is that right,
Yeah,
Steve?
I'm gonna. I can activate these guys and pile them in.
You can, as soon as you want to attack with them. So do you want to?
So I'll do the knight first,
Okay.
I may as well, and see if I can get rid of him that way.
All right. So the knight.
But I am hitting on 5s at this point.
Needs to get a bit of luck back now.
That was a 5, but it was a drop one.
There you
So
go.
let's be fair.
Right. He's got 3 hits, but that is still technically
Enough.
potentially enough. Okay. To wound. Yeah, he's got the 3 wounds. Right, so the Wraith is in peril.
It's very perilous.
It's very perilous.
Perilous.
Really, 2 failed saves would almost guarantee the kill. 1 may kill him. He's failed 1. Now, this Wraith is currently undamaged, is that correct?
That's correct.
That does mean that he needs to get the 5 or a 6 to destroy him. It's the 1. He cannot destroy him. He's only got the 2 wounds left now. It means the destroyers will have to pile in, of which they could all certainly, after their 3-inch move, get 1 within base contact who's within an inch. So they should all be able to attack. But he really needs those attacks to go through. Here we go. The destroyers must bring down the Wraith. So 2 attacks each, hitting on 4s. You want a good... That's not bad. That will do. And they are wounding on 4s. They're strength 5. Really needs to bring down this Wraith. He's only wounded twice. This means that Bone is required to roll a double 1 or a 1 and a 2. Or even a 2 and a 2.
Those are all the different options that I could possibly roll.
Possibly.
Yeah, which would be bad.
It would
Depending on who
mean
you're going for.
the Wraith is destroyed.
Without any further ado.
That's right.
Not a Jew.
It's not a Jew.
No,
that means farewell.
Ado, yeah.
Yes.
Here we go.
He is destroyed. So I suppose you could say, Mr. Bone, it really is a Jew.
A Jew.
You get. Here we go. It is the movement phase, turn 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Canticles.
Canticles. Yep. We just roll that for you now. 5 and a 4, so Shroud Psalm. And the 5?
Yeah, I'm going to double check that. That's the Invocation of Machine Mode, which is +1 strength.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to... yeah.
Gonna cast that magic missile, buddy?
I'm going to keep that.
Okay.
The reason I'm keeping that one is with the movement, I'm now going to be able to reroll everything because of cool anyway.
Okay. And
So
you've employed a couple of stratagems as well.
I have.
So Knight of the Cog.
Yep.
And Machine Spirit Resurgence.
Yes.
So that leaves you with 1 command point left. Now, Knight of the Cog means that he also benefits from Canticles now.
Yes.
Machine Spirit Resurgent means he uses the top profile, so does not act as damaged as he currently is. Very useful. Belisarius Call there, holding the objective, the home objective, and moving up with the rest of the destroyer line. Now, he does have a lot of firepower this turn. He can actually do quite a bit of damage to the Necrons. Obviously, the big issue is really he probably can't rack up enough points to try and win the game that way, unless the game goes on. But if he plays for a cheeky tabling and the game does go on, and he does do enough damage to this Necron force now to blunt them going forwards, it could prove interesting. So let's see what happens. It's a shooting phase coming up next. We're in the shooting phase. 2 things I forgot to mention as well in the movement phase just there. The Dominus and the Adeptus Mechanicus have repaired the Knight for 1 wound and one of the destroyers for 1 wound respectively there as well. So slowly but surely on the way back up. Will it be enough? Shooting phase now. What are we firing at?
So these destroyers are going to go at those destroyers.
Funnily enough, okay, let's see who the king of the destroyers are. Now, because you're infantry and we're counting this fort as a ruin, you count as being in cover.
Incredible.
Incredible. Even though you are hovering above it, you are in fact making use of the cover. So, right, what are we doing?
I'm going to do the flamers first.
Okay.
So, assault d6 shots.
Yep.
So, 5.
You've rolled
8.
4 dice, but I believe you only have 3 models.
I did kill 1.
You did kill one.
So let's just roll 3 dice
that
again. That is 11, 12 hits
That
in
worked out
total.
well for you, didn't it?
It did. Cheating pays, kids. Cheating pays. Right.
Right.
5.
Oh, he's got a few.
Okay.
Now, the Cognis Flamers, what's their additional rule? What's the Cognus additional
It's
rule?
to do with Overwatch. So when, in addition to Overwatch, you roll 2 dice when determining how many attacks it makes,
okay,
and
gotcha.
discard the lowest.
Fair.
So
All right.
it's only
So it's 5 wounds. No minus. Is that correct?
Yeah, no minus.
Okay.
All right, so I get 2 up saves.
He's made every single one, and that's because of being in cover. Absolutely brutal. There you go.
No
Okay.
Being a scumbag.
Now the grab. This is the real firepower now. What's the save of Destroyer's base? 3, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so to hit with the grab.
Rerolling everything.
Rerolling everything's cool is in the 9-inch bubble, and he does ignore the whole might modifier thing as well.
Yeah.
Just with the way that his rerolls are worded. Okay.
So only lost.
It's a lot of hits. It's a lot of hits. Now you are wounding on 3s. Strength.
Strength 5.
They're toughness 5.
Yeah.
It's 4s then. It's still not bad. I think he might get away with that. Oh wow. Okay.
So these are at -3.
So he does need 5s here.
Yeah. How many was it? 8.
Yes, 8. Yeah. It is enough to do some serious damage to these destroyers, but it's a good roll from Bone. He saved 4. 4 have gone through. These are D3 damage apiece, if I remember correctly. Or am I incorrect with that?
Yeah, if the target has a saving throw of 3+ or better,
Yes, of
then
course.
it's D3.
It's not. Yes, well, they are 3+ save.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
So
4
is D3 damage.
Yep. So do these one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Stig.
Yeah.
You should have done it one at a time. We don't know what the order is. I mean, how we could play it, assuming you're okay with this, Bone, is we roll a dice to determine at which point this one was.
Well,
so we roll a d4 and determine which order it was rolled.
I mean, we made him roll the flamer dice again. That's fine. No, let's do that.
Do you want to do that?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we're going to roll a d4. So just roll a d6, Stig, and re-roll the... Of course, you'll keep rolling 5s and 6. No, you rolled so in fact, that was the 4th dice rolled.
Okay.
So that means that the first 3 did kill 3 outright.
Cool.
And then 1 is... So you rolling the 4 there was quite literally the result you wanted to roll. So that's it. So 1 is now
He's
just
a nice
lost
man,
1 wound.
Despite what I say most of the time, he is genuinely a nice guy.
He literally just called me a scumbag.
Yeah. Plasma destroyers now. Phosphor first going into this destroyer unit.
Rerolling because of cool.
Yep.
Luckily. Oh wow.
Nothing.
Great.
Okay.
It's called karma.
4d6 plasma shots now.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Double 1, but actually you got 6.
10, 11.
Okay. 11. Is that enough?
Is it enough? Well, we'll never know. Are you overcharging?
No.
Oh, go on. Punt. It's now or never.
No.
Shots to hit.
Right.
Well, if only overcharged.
Rerolling.
Okay, it's not bad. It's a good
2.
spread of hits. It is now. This is 3s to wounds because they are higher strength than your toughness. Ooh, okay.
Drop 3.
It is 7 wounds that have gone through, Mr. Bone, and at -3 again, I believe.
They are -3. They're only 1 damage, so I can't screw up the roll.
Okay,
The 5s.
5s. Right.
So I made 2.
Not as lucky that time. He did fail 5, and what that means is, because 1 was already lost a wound, 2 destroyers have been destroyed. 1 left standing. Must be destroyed. Let's see what he does. The Dominus opens up now. There he is. Firing through at the destroyer. That is 2 hits. That is still 2 hits.
We can't do it, damn it.
Double 6. Isn't this... it doesn't do mortal wounds on 6s, does it?
It does, in fact. It does mortal wounds in addition on
Oh, yeah, I thought...
It does. Mortal wounds in addition, so he's done 2 mortal wounds and he's got 2 saves.
And what's the name of this gun, please? The Volkite Blaster?
Volkite Blaster.
Yeah,
so
I had a
each time
feeling.
make a wound of a 6.
On a vehicle?
No. Targets that was a mortal wound in addition to other damage.
And is there any minus on this?
There's no minus, but you've got 2 saves.
He basically needs to not roll a 1.
I've got 1 wound left.
You don't don't roll a 1, Mr.
I won't roll a 1.
Just roll a 1.
Well, that's a turn of events, isn't it? Grotty, very, very happy with that result because he knows now the game is suddenly interesting again.
The game is afoot.
Never give up, never concedes when there is a chance at victory. So, this knight now does target this Ghost Ark. Wants to try and finish it off. He's firing everything he's got at it.
5 shots.
5 shots from the thermal cannon. I think the thermal cannon should be something like 2 D3 shots. Or D3 plus 3.
Yeah.
To make it more
D3
reliable.
plus 3, so you're getting a minimum of 4 shots.
Games Workshop, just if you're listening, that's how to improve these guns so that we see them again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, okay.
I've got that one, so I'll pick that up. Ooh.
And make it strength 12. Right.
I only hit twice.
Yep, despite that. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Definitely 2 wounds. And it is -4, so there is no save there.
Yeah, so, but I do get my quantum shielding save.
You do.
He does, and
Now
this
I
is
need
where.
to do my damage rolls.
Yeah, and you actually, funnily enough,
I need to do loads.
you want to roll like a double 3 or something.
I'm going to do one
And
at a
then
time
actually
just
wouldn't
'cause
destroy him.
I want to see what's going on.
Okay, so 2. Right. Well, Bone would have to roll a 1 to ignore that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite good.
What's that?
5.
It's a 5. Right. Bone will need to roll a 4 to ignore that.
Okay,
4
so
or under.
shall we start with the 1?
Okay. So on the roll of a 1, he ignores the 2 damage.
I mean, I do it when it's important, right?
Right. It's a 2, so he doesn't ignore it, so you've lost 2 points of damage. That puts you on 5.
Yep.
Now you need to roll a 4 or under to ignore the 5, or you are actually destroyed. If you roll a 5 or a 6 here, you are destroyed, Mr. Bone. Mr. Bone.
Oh! Of course, he rolls a 6.
He rolls a 6! Do you blow up, sir?
Blow up and take the other one.
No,
Damn
he
it.
doesn't. Okay, but the Ghost Ark is indeed destroyed, and what a turn back from the Cult Mechanicus, or I should say the Adeptus Mechanicus. That is interesting. Now, of course, Bone, we know Bone has run away with the points here.
Yeah.
But Stig, in theory, has, well, definitely 1 more turn to continue doing damage, and if the game goes on, he's only got the 2 Blobs of Warriors left. Bone's got a decision. Does he counterattack now, try and blunt the attacking force, get rid of that knight, etc., or does he fall back and try and just keep to accrue more points? He's got a decision on his hands, folks. Let's see what he does. It's turn 4 for the Necrons coming up next. This is it, movement phase turn 4. We have indeed seen the Nefertiti dynasty start to fall back here. This blob's moved this way. They will be claiming that objective this turn for another point, putting Bone on 12 points. But that's it. He's abandoned the other 2 objectives. He's moved this unit forward, and he's moved his warlords and of course the second in command forward. So it looks like he's doing a double maneuver here. He's going to try and blunt the forward motion of the Mechanicus whilst keeping a home base objective alive. Will it be enough? Let's find out. Shooting phase coming up next. I'm assuming My Will Be Done has also been put on this blob. It has indeed. All right, let's see what happens. Here comes the Gauze Flayer train. So he's got 12 shots that are 6 of them are in rapid fire range, so we'll benefit from the Mephrit roll for the -2. So rolling to hit here, firing at the destroyers. He's hitting on 2s because of My Will Be Done. Now he's winning on 5s, and he can re-roll those 3 1s there to wound because of the Lord. Very nice. Okay, so he's actually got
5.
Yeah.
5
at
wounds
-2, but Shroud Psalm is in effect, so it will be back up to a 5-up save now. That is 3 saves, it's not bad. Reduces one of the destroyers to 1 wound, but he is still alive. We then have the remaining shots that aren't in rapid fire.
12, 18.
Now, how do you have 18 shots if you had...
Because 2 in rapid fire. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
14.
Yes, mathematics. So 14...
He's been playing a long time.
single shots.
14 single shots.
Yes.
Cool.
Very nice. An excellent roll. 5 to wound. Didn't translate there.
Well, no, I'm re-rolling these ones.
Rerolling the ones though. You're right. That is 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
Now these are -1, so you'll get 4 up saves now. So Shroud some. He's made every single one. That's huge. That's huge. The destroyer is still alive on 1 wound. Goodness gracious me, the phalanx has failed to deliver under Sekhmet's command there. The barge now fires at the 3 destroyers. Hitting on 3s. Now, windy on 5s is the part which just seems to... 3
wounds.
3 wounds. Can he at least get it? -1.
-1.
No, -2 because he is
-2.
within 12. Correct.
5s and 6s.
Nephrit rules. He does fail all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Oh no, yes, because it's -2. So 1 destroyer is destroyed, and 1 is now left on 1 wound. Okay. Now neither of the characters have staffs of light, so they do not have any fire. That is the shooting done. Will we see a charge phase, Mr. Bow?
Oh yes.
We will. Alright, that's coming up next. We are indeed in the charge phase. The Ghost Ark has declared a charge against the Plasma Destroyers. Sekhmet and the Lord have declared a charge against the Grav Destroyers. So, we're doing Ghost Ark first. We've got some Overwatch here. 46 Plasma shots. Okay,
So
very nice roll.
got, oh wow, 8, 11, 16.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves, people. I count some dice. Sorry.
6 is required.
Right, there's 15, 16.
Okay, just re-roll 2.
No, there's 16 here.
Oh, 16, perfect. He's got 2 hits. Now to wound, 3s. He's got 2 wounds, and it's no save because it's -3,
Yeah.
and it's damage 1, so those are just 2 wounds.
Cool.
Leaving it with 12 wounds left.
And plasma.
Or phosphor, rather.
Phosphor,
or
sorry,
miss.
yep.
Okay, can he make the charge? Not sure what he needs. Probably a 6.
Yeah,
That's about a 6 or a 7.
5, 6, 7. Well, we said it was a 6 or a 7, and it is in fact a 7 by the looks of it.
6
So
will get it.
in he goes. No problems there. Skimming underneath. Very cool. Ramming speed. Smash. Right. We now have the charge of the Lord or Sekhmet. Who's charging first?
the Lord first.
Okay, Lord first.
Right, out of range of the... Let me just check, because Sekhmet is out of range.
Sekhmet is out of range of the Cognis Flamers.
And... oh, I don't know, to be honest. I'm just going to... Sorry, forgive me. Double check. I think he's out as well.
Okay, so the Lord is also out of range.
Benefit of the doubt.
Always questioning my measuring.
He's questioning the measuring.
Always questioning
Tension's
the
high.
Absolutely.
Right, now to
Grav?
charge, or grav rather. Yeah, of course, no hits. No hits there with the grav.
No, he doesn't have a 9.
And can he make the charge? So he needs a 9 on the Lord.
Need a 9 on the Lord.
No. Can Sekhmet go forward into the fray?
This is who we really want to get
So I
in,
need
right?
to Overwatch again, because...
Oh, that is correct.
Yep.
That is correct. Yes, not in Cognis Flamer range, but can of course try and grab him. He's got 2 hits. He's got 2 hits. He's got
cocked.
a wound and a 2 wounds. Okay.
Cool. What's the minus?
with the Grav is -3.
So
Sekhmet
I've
does
got
have
4 up in
4
one.
plus invulnerable save. He does make both, no issues. He is Sekhmet Ra of the Nefertai. Okay.
And now you will feel his void scythe.
And he does on a 9. He makes the charge. The Nefertai are back. Here it is. The Overlord of the Nefertai. 3 attacks. And did you give him the void side?
I did.
Right, so it is a -1 to hit, but he is hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s? No.
No re-rolling.
No re-rolling 1s. I'm thinking Space Marines here.
Yeah.
So he's hitting on 3s.
Yeah, so it's strength 10 -4, 3 damage.
Right, so each wound makes a kill.
Yeah.
That's how it rolls.
Yeah.
3 attacks.
Yeah.
Sekhmet.
I miss with 2. Unbelievable.
It's a shocker, folks.
That's a real shame.
It's
what
a shocker.
an anticlimax.
Yes, that was an anticlimax.
Oh,
now,
wow.
can he at least get the kill? He does kill on 2s. He's got the kill. Sekhmet.
What's the? There's a -3, you say?
I think it's -4 on the void side.
So I get a 6 up invulnerable because of bionics.
Your bionics, of course. Forgive me.
It's probably not going to matter.
It might matter though. It is a 1. But Sekhmet there, 3 attacks, missing with 2. It's a shame because Sekhmet could have become Sickmet. Unfortunately, he whiffed.
He's just all right,
My
man.
Sadmet.
Yeah, it's not great.
Next up, the Ghost Ark. Ramming speed.
I get 3 attacks.
3 attacks.
And I hit you on 6s. 666.
It's a hit. It's a wound. Stylish. Ramming speed.
Crash! Can you imagine?
Claims one of the limbs.
Oh, it's just 1.
Oh, okay.
1 million. Okay, so the key thing is though, he has tied up that plasma,
And I've tied up the other one.
and
as well.
they are extremely unlikely to destroy the Ghost Ark with their attacks back. I believe it's got 12 wounds left after the shooting. But right, let's do the attacks. Who's attacking first?
Well, I may as well try against. Let's do the Ghost Ark first.
Okay, so it's
we'll
8
leave
attacks.
Sekhmet as a bit of fun at the end. 4s.
Okay, and he's got 3 wounds. He's got 3 wounds against the Ghost Ark, so saves of 4 or more, of which he makes 1. So that is down to 10 wounds now on the Ghost Ark, but it has successfully tied up the plasma. We then have the Grav Destroyer against Sekhmet. No, both whiff.
Of course.
Such is the terror of the Overlords.
So it says brainless creatures are still scared.
So that marks the end of the turn. An interesting one. It does put Bone on 12 points here, but his Warlord is out in the open, so Slay the Warlord can be claimed.
Take it.
But Bone has got such a dominating lead in the points. Can the Mechanicus stay in the game? They certainly do need, I think, at least 2 more turns to get into it, but it is turn 5 for the Cult Mechanicus coming up next. We're in the movement phase, turn 5. We'll just quickly roll for the Canticles now and then tell you what's happened. It's a 6 and a 3.
Okay, so that is becoming a 4.
So Shroud Psalm.
Shroud Psalm
And
is
6.
on, and 6. I'm going to keep 6, I believe.
I'm pretty sick of Shroud Psalm.
No, sorry. I'm doing, that's becoming a 5,
Right.
which means that I'm +1 strength.
Right,
Just in case I need it.
Now you've also used your last command point on Machine Spirit Resurgence, which is the Imperial Knight acting at the top profile.
Yeah.
Have you also healed him for a wound?
Yes, because I am within with this guy.
Or
so
the Data Smith could do it as well. I
yeah,
believe.
so we're either or,
Okay,
but
so-
so
On a roll of a 6, or rather I should say he's got 6 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he can only get
Okay.
one back.
So, movement wise, Belisarius has moved out. The Plasma have retreated. The Grav has retreated from Sekhmet. And something rather ominous was said by Stig just off camera before we started filming this. He said that Sekhmet is about to be atomized. So let's see what happens. It's a shooting coming up next. We're in the shooting phase. What are we opening with, Stig?
Belisarius cool.
Belisarius Call.
More like Belisarius.
He levels the Solar Atomizer. Against Sekhmet, he is now the closest. Here we go.
Assault D3 shots.
That's 2 2s and a 1.
I'm an idiot. So D3 shots. I actually have to roll first of all
just
to do that.
thinking. Well, since you okay, D3 shots. It's 2 shots.
2 shots.
To hit.
Right. The
Both
excitement was getting
hit. Strength 10.
Yeah.
2s. Both wounds.
-4.
4+ invulnerable save. Personal phase shifter of Sekhmet himself has never failed him, and nor will it.
Call Sekhmet Ra! Fear him! Ah!
The horror of the atomizer failing to deliver the killing blow there. Belisarius's wired jaw suddenly gapes. The datasmith raises his gamma pistol. He hits. Strength of the gamma pistol 6. It is a wound. Ready for those deadly gamma rays, Mr. Sekhmet. No, he's not. Sekhmet Ra. This is very reminiscent of the Gaius War, where Artemis laid down blow upon blow against that flare shield of Sekhmet. Here we go now.
Volkite Blaster from the Dominus. 2 hit. Rerolling that one because of cool.
Okay.
Actually, did he have to move? Yes, he did. So it's only 2 shots.
Okay.
2 hits.
2 hits.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. It's a Volkite Blaster.
minus,
mortal wounds on a
mortal
6.
wound.
Yeah.
Already done, and then it's 2 saves.
So Sekhmet does take the first
But I get
damage.
3 up saves now.
It's 3 up saves.
Of course.
So he's lost 3 wounds.
Fails.
He's on 2 wounds.
The flare shield obviously just gave out there. The phase shifter gave out against the gamma ray. He's got 2 wounds left.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what's firing next?
No.
Okay. The knight opens up, firing at the warriors now. So he wants to try and get rid of this blob. It's understandable.
Right.
He has to really this turn.
Thermal cannon. D6 shots. D6 shots again.
2 shots. 1 hit. 2s. 1 is indeed destroyed.
Splat.
Missiles. That is 3 hits. That is 2 wounds, 2 destroyed. Actually -2, isn't it, on the missiles? So he gets 6 up saves.
Sorry, yes.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
There we go. The heavy stubber. 1 hit.
1 hit. Ooh.
1 wound, 4 up save. No, it's another destroyed. It's all adding to the tally. Okay, I believe you fired everything it can fire, because the other units have fallen back.
Yeah.
So, Ghost Ark's still alive. Sekhmet's still alive.
Yes.
We've got the charge phase coming up next. Let's see what happens. The charge phase. And all 3 of the Mechanicus characters are charging Sekhmet. Now I imagine this cinematically. The Datasmith charges in first.
Slain.
He says that the flare shield is down. He gets cut in half by Sekhmet.
Absolutely.
The Dominus comes in second.
Up the middle.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's just falls in half.
Yeah.
The Dominus moves in, is then beheaded by Sekhmet.
Yeah.
And Belisarius Cool comes through the spray of blood. Who will be the victor? Let's find out. First of all, let's do the boring part. That's making the charge rolls. The Datasmith.
Well,
I don't think he can fail.
He can't fail.
Okay, let's not roll it. Dominus can't fail. And Belisarius was never going to fail.
Very cool.
Right.
Okay, are there any other charges being declared?
The knight is charging.
The knight
the warriors
is charging,
and
the lords.
Okay, let me get some dice then.
Okay, we've got Overwatch coming up next. Here it is. The Phalanx overwatches the knight. Here, 6s. Whoa. Okay, don't forget, folks, this is at half range. These are -2.
He's got a wound.
Okay.
6. Now I can reroll wounds of 1 as here as well.
Yep, the Lord is present. 5s and 6s. He's got 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
-2. The knight is on 6 wounds currently. 5s to save. Oh, he makes 1, fails 1, so he's back down to 5 wounds. But still okay.
Can you make the charge?
Can you make the charge? Yep, 6 is absolutely fine. He makes both, and don't forget, folks, this is the last turn the Machine Spirit Resurgence could be used because it's his last command points. So he really needs to make these attacks count whilst he has them. Here it is, the Knight attacks. He's doing 9 kick attacks, feet attacks on the warriors, Chun-Li style, and then he's doing 3 attacks on the Lord. So we're doing the 9 attacks first by the looks of it.
Yep, on 3s.
Okay, and then it's 2s. Okay, so that's 4, and then he needs 6 up saves. So it's -2. Makes 2, and he drops 2 warriors. That's very nice. And then the 3 attacks on the Lord. He does hit with all 3 of those. He does wound with all 3 of those, and there's a no invuln save here.
-2.
So he needs 5s and 6s, assuming the normal Lord is a 3-up save.
Yep.
Okay, he needs 5s and 6s. No, he fails all 3. This is 3d3 damage. Is the second in command destroyed? He is, with a whopping 7 wounds taken. Right, it is then the finale we've been waiting for. If Sekhmet survives and then cuts them down, this will be the true power.
I win by epicness.
Yeah. Okay. Who's attacking first? The Data Smith, as we said, he went in first.
He's punching on. He's going to be hitting on 4s because of the power fist.
He hits once. Can he wound the mighty Sekhmet? He can. Just.
-3. Sorry, -3. Yeah.
Sekhmet's void shield may have flared back into life. It does. The phase shifter is there.
His fist just hits this wall.
That's right. They thought his shield had failed.
It was maybe a cunning plan.
Exactly. He lured them in. The lure. Okay. The Dominus must now strike with his axe. Forged in Mars. Hits twice.
Now he is strength 6 now because of the +1. Did I get +1 strength for this canticles roll? I did.
Yes.
You did. Yeah,
so
that is
strength
correct.
6.
Great.
Wounds twice.
Okay.
-2. 2 damage apiece.
Okay, 4 up.
So Sekhmet must make both. He must make both!
Oh, it's cocked!
It is a cock
Roll
die.
that again. Roll that one again.
And a 4 up! No! Sekhmet does fall. That is Slay the Warlord. If only he had a single command point left to potentially stand him back up.
I don't.
But he doesn't. Sekhmet is destroyed. A shame in a way, but such evil cannot live in this universe. That's it, folks. We just have the warriors to hit back now.
Yeah, okay.
They would pile in. So I don't.
Yeah, do you want to give me a sec?
Estimate that they will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 would be the max that they could get. So 11 attacks coming up here. And the Knight will act as really damaged for the game if it continues, which Stig really does need it.
So I am hitting on 3s, which is nice.
Okay, it is 6s to wound though. Because the Knight is toughness 8.
No.
Right, so no wounds.
I was nervous there.
There is a morale check for the warriors. I think they lost 6 in total.
5.
Or is it 5? Okay.
Yeah, so on a 6 I lose 1.
Cool. No. Okay, so they're fine. That marks the end of the turn. Stig, you just got another point holding that objective.
I've just counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
it is 6, so you do lose 1. Okay, fine. So that means Stig got Slay the Warlord and another point. That's 2 points this turn. Stig, you're on a total of
9 now.
9 points now, whereas Bone is currently on 12 points. It is turn 5 for the Necrons coming up next. The potential last turn of the game. Let's see how this plays. It's turn 5 for the Nefertai. He's rolling reanimation for the 6 destroyed warriors.
7 now.
7, of course, yeah. No, you don't roll reanimation, forgive me, sorry, for ones that fall back from morale, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just part of the rules.
Cool.
Okay, so 6 Right, so 2 do come back.
Cool.
But be interesting to see what he does. Movement phase coming up next. This is it, a turn 5 summary. The warriors have indeed decided to remain in combat with the knights. This unit advanced, got a 5, it's moved 10 inches back this way. And still holding that objective, of course, for a point. The Ghost Arc has remained static, hovering there. So, we'll go straight into the shooting phase. There is only one thing that can fire that's in range now. That's the Ghost Arc.
Yeah. So
what's it firing at?
I'm going to shoot at that lone breacher there.
The lone destroyer for the grav cannon. Okay.
It's about to die. I don't care what it's.
20 shots. 20 shots.
Hitting on 3s. Maybe on not with a roll like that. That wasn't too bad.
And then wounding on 5s. Okay, that is
3 wounds at -2.
4 wounds because there's a 5 in there as well.
Didn't see that. 4
-2. So Shroud Timing's in effect. So 5s. He does fail all of them. It is indeed destroyed.
Yes.
That then brings us to the charge phase. Is there a charge?
Yes, I'm going to charge him into the.
Yep. To yet again shut them down. So we've got Overwatch coming up.
Right. Let's get this right this time. So I've got heavy D6 shots from 4 of them. So 10, 12.
Okay.
Lots of 6 of blues.
He's got 4.
Strength 7.
3s.
Ooh.
2 wounds and no saves.
Yep.
So that does bring it down to 8 wounds, although Bone, you would have had living metal on here,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
you're actually on 9 wounds.
And I've just got the phosphor as well.
Yep.
No wounds.
Cool.
No
I can't
hits, sorry.
really fail that charge, especially with an 8. So
Okay,
he just
so in they go. As a token gesture, he simply turns.
Yeah, just. Yeah.
We can just say it to him.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
We know what's happening.
Okay, so that's 3 attacks from the charging Ghost Arc. Can we claim yet another wound? No, not this time. Okay. And then we have the warriors here.
Yeah.
Now they would pile in. They'd all be able to attack this time.
Yeah. So I'm not going to bother doing all that on camera now.
So I think you've got. We've lost 7 in total. Oh no, because you did reanimate.
Yeah,
you've lost 5 in total. So 15 attacks.
15 attacks.
3s followed by 6s.
Okay. Now 6s.
6s. That's 2.
2 wounds.
Does fail 1, and knight is reduced to 4 wounds. Now, the destroyers will get to attack back.
Cool. Throwing dice on the floor. It's been a long day.
He's hit 3 times. He wounds once.
Just once.
He fails 1 save, so you are reduced, in fact, to 8 wounds.
Cool.
That's it, folks. That's the end of the turn.
Knight to kick back.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Me being silly. You're hitting on 5s.
He's very damaged now. Oh, wow.
Only 2 hits.
That's crazy.
And then wounds on 2s. That's 2 killed. So morale can't be failed for them this turn. That marks the end of it, and potentially the end of the game. Bone, you finish on at the moment. You've claimed 1 point there. How many victory points are you on?
13.
13.
To my 9.
So if the game ends now, it's 13-9 and a Nefertai victory. Who's rolling to see if the game ends?
Me, because I went first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stick on a 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is what you want. The game would continue, but on 1 and 2, the Mechanicus is doomed. It's a 3. The game does continue. He needed that. Will it be enough? This is it, the Adeptus Mechanicus Turn 6 summary, and it's a big one, folks. The knight has fallen back out of combat, and I thought it was funny that they couldn't charge. Turns out they actually can when they fall back. I don't think it had a massive impact earlier on because ultimately got rid of the Wraith anyway, but there we go, just a point of reference there. Now, he needs to get this objective, which we've also discovered is in his deployment zone. So it could be raised to the ground, getting Stig more points. However, the knight's move was only 6 inches now at this damage level. So what Stig's going to try and do is he's moved across here. When he tries to charge, he'll try and get a big charge, come round this way, and then of course he'll be holding that objective at the same time. So a bit sneaky there, but of course it is very possible. Meanwhile over here, the Dominus and the Datasmith advanced. They are claiming that objective. That's another point. The Grav Destroyers, or I should say Plasma Destroyers, have fallen back. They're holding that objective. That's another point. He's got the potential of 2 plus D3 points this turn. Belisarius Call has moved out. Currently, the Ghost Ark is claiming Linebreaker for the bone there. Very sneaky. Let's move on to the shooting phase.
Canticles.
Or rather, Canticles first, of course. Canticles. A 2 and a 4, so Shroud's Arm again, I suspect, plus 2.
And yeah, now this technically this happens at the start before we move. We only do the Canticles this way, or just because it makes sense on camera. But it means that I can roll on the Ghost Ark because they were had to fall back.
What is this? Listenings of the Electromancer?
Exactly.
Well, you could roll on the Warriors as well then.
No, because he doesn't
get it, of course. You haven't used the stratagem for that.
I haven't got any points left.
Okay.
So on a 6, he would take D3 mortal wounds.
Okay. No. Okay.
Cool. Fine.
So straight into the shooting then.
Yeah.
The knight can fire.
Yes, he can.
And so can Belisarius. So what's firing at what?
So let's start off with Belisarius.
Okay, Belisarius firing at what?
He's going to fire at the Ghost Ark.
Right. Is this with the solar atomizer?
It is indeed.
Okay.
So he has assault D3 shots.
Just the one.
Brilliant. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling because of himself.
He hits. Marked for death.
Now this is strength 10.
It's a failed wound, folks. It's toughness 6. There we go. Nothing you can do about that. We now have the knight to fire. Who is he firing at?
Everything into the Ghost
Everything
Ark.
at the Ghost Ark. Is obviously trying to deny the line breaker, which is significant here. The points. Getting tight. Okay.
So
thermal cannon. 5 shots. Okay.
One hit.
Only one hit. So remember, it's 5s and 6s. That's right. To wounds. It is a 3. That is a wound. It is no save.
What's the damage?
It's D6 damage. Are you within 12? I don't know. Well, it's actually 18, sorry, because it is 36 inches. So yeah, you are within melter range. So it's actually 2d6, picking the highest. Right. Now, it's both fortunate and unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because the quantum shielding here on a 5 or more negates that damage entirely. But on the roll of a 6, he takes the full 6 damage, which would be huge. Mr. Bone rolls a 1. He ignores the damage in its entirety, the quantum shielding absorbing the power of that blow. He's now got 3 missile shots and the stubber. 3 missiles. 1 hit. To wounds. 1 wound. It's D6 damage. It's 6 again. Could be a blessing, could also be a curse. It's a curse. No damage with quantum shielding.
Oh, that's very good.
3 stubber shots, all miss. The knight has failed to deliver. Perhaps Belisarius will have to destroy it in close combat. So, should we move straight into the charge phase?
Yeah.
Who's charging what?
So it's called as charging the Ghost Ark.
Okay, so we have some Overwatch over there.
Okay, just
20 shots. 20 million shots.
Give me some dice here.
From Mr. Bone. Imagine if Belisarius was cut down by Gore's flayers from the Ghost Ark.
Oh, I'd love it.
No.
I'd love it. Here, it's about to happen, people.
He's got a few hits there,
got
and
5.
these are within 12, so it is
6 hits.
very nice.
Very good.
He used to be at -2, but he's got a wound first.
What's his toughness?
His toughness
It's fine.
6.
It's
Okay,
6, ridiculous.
Cool. Right, so 5 and 6s.
fives. That
I do
is
get 3.
3 wounds, okay.
At -2.
-2. Now he's got Shroud's Arm, so he would be a 1-up save. Then -2 puts it to a 3.
Yep.
So did you say 3?
Yes.
Yes, 3 wounds. He failed 2. It's 2 wounds through on Belisarius there.
Puts him on 6 wounds.
Okay. I don't think he can fail the charge,
I'm
but
just going to roll it.
there you go,
anyway.
in he goes. Right, now the Knight's charge here. He really wants to roll higher to wrap around to that objective.
So yeah, Overwatch from them.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Give me a sec.
Here comes the Overwatch.
The glorious Overwatch. Death to the false emperor.
He's got a fair few hits there, folks.
6.
It's 6. Don't forget this Knight's only got 5 wounds left. Now he does need 6s to wounds. He's got 1. Okay, so the Knight is not in too much peril. He makes his save anyway. Ion Shield for the win. So, the charge of the Knight. Right, he's got a 5. That'll do it.
Yeah.
It'll be enough to get within 3 of that objective also.
And he'll also get to spin round.
There we go. In he goes. He's got that objective. Smash. Nothing that B-Bone can do about that. So, which combat are we doing first?
Let's do the Knight first.
Okay. 12 attacks, hitting on 5s. That is just 3 hits. Okay, and then 2s to kill. He does get 3 kills. There we go. Okay. Then we've got Belisarius.
Okay. Now he's a bit more complicated because he gets 4 attacks with his axe, but he then gets 2d6 additional attacks after that with his Mechadendrite Hive.
Okay.
So 4 attacks with his axe first, hitting on 2s.
Okay, 3 hits, of which is a 666.
Yeah. Now this is strength 6.
It's got 3 wounds, significant. What's the damage?
It's damage 2 and it's -2 AP.
Right, so he needs 6s to save, first of all. Because it's 4-up save on the Ghost Arc.
No.
No saves, and it's damage 2, so only 1s will stop this damage going through. No, it all goes through. That's 6 points of damage. It's only got 2 points left, folks. And then the Mechadendrite Harness will open up. Can it?
Mechadendrite Hive is 2d6 attacks.
Hive, that's right. He's only got the 3. He knows how to make it as stressful as possible. Okay, to hit all 3.
All 3 hit. Now this is only strength 5.
Right, so it needs 5s to wound. No, no wounds. The Ghost Arc survives. Although he wouldn't survive another round, that is certain, but he is still alive for the moment. Okay. We then have the warriors that can hit the Knight back.
Okay, so I've got 30. How many did you kill that turn?
He killed 3.
So I've got
Yes.
10 hits, I think. Looks about right, doesn't it?
We could pile them in, couldn't we? So yeah, 5. Yeah, you'd get 11. 11.
But there's only 10 left, right?
10 left.
One hiding around there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, okay.
I should have shot 2 more shots at him. Would have made all the difference.
Yes.
Counted wrong. Okay, so hitting on 3.
Yeah, and then wounding on 6s. Just the 1 wound and a save. No. It's like,
there a minus?
it should be, in my opinion, a 2-up save, but it's not.
It's 3 up, but
It's only 3 up, no Shroud's Arm.
Yeah. So down to 4 wounds.
How can this monstrosity not be 2-up armour?
It's ridiculous.
I do not know. Right. Okay, so that marks the end of the turn. Okay. Stig, you're going to raise this to the ground for D3 points. D3 points. Here we go. It is just a 1 point. I believe that may be the final nail in the coffin. He does get 3 points here, but if the game were to end, although technically Bone would get, of course, his next turn.
Yeah.
But if Bone doesn't move, he will get another point automatically. Stig, how many points are you on now?
12.
You're on 12 points. Bone is already on 13.
I would be getting 1 for line breaker, but so would he.
But you're, yes, that's right. So, okay, so that almost cancels each other out. So you're on 13, Bone is on
14.
Well, he will be on 14 at the end of his next turn.
Yeah. So there will be 1 point in it.
Let's see what Bone does in his turn 6. It's coming up next. This is it, the Mechanicus. We've just worked out their points. In fact, Stig needs the game to go on to turn 7 and then he could get a draw. He could get a draw now, but that is all that he could get. Everything else is technically impossible. Meanwhile, the Necrons have moved over here because now objective secured, of course. They've claimed this points and they'll be claiming this point at the end of the turn. So by the end of it, with line break, you'll be on 16 points. And Stig, you'll be currently on
13 points.
That's
with
right.
line break.
That's right. Okay. Is there any shooting at all before we move on?
I can shoot at the Dominus here.
Yes, and that's from this phalanx here.
Yep.
Okay.
So
did the Ghost Ark leave this combat, by the way?
No.
He stayed in the combat.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. Let's do this.
Probably should have left the combat.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. That's it.
Probably should have left the combat. I wasn't even thinking about that because obviously he'll still get to hit me, right?
He
Oh well,
will.
there you go. There it is, everyone.
But you are still. Stig would still need the lead
I
to
would-
happen, as would need next turn to happen.
Yeah, I'd still need next turn.
Yes.
Then I could win by 1 point.
Possibly.
What's his toughness?
Toughness is 4.
Okay, force to wound. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 wounds at -1.
Okay.
But you're in cover, so. Oh, but is he infantry?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and he's
Dominus is
also
infantry.
got Shroud's Harm, so...
It's 2 ups.
2 up
yeah,
saves.
Yeah. 9 wounds.
Oh
you
no,
said?
I don't think it stacks. Shroud Storm doesn't stack with
No.
normal cover, does it? Just
So it's
counts
just-
as being in
Okay,
cover.
so I'm still in
Yeah.
my 2 up.
Yeah.
1.
Cool. So he loses 1 wound, but he would regain that automatically next turn.
Ah, sorry, I need to do reanimation protocols. Is that
Yes,
what
yeah,
it's
of
called?
course. Just do that now.
So I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
In that last turn?
No, I've lost 9.
In the last turn?
It doesn't matter.
It
if
doesn't
it's
matter
last
what turn. Morale can never be rolled for,
okay.
though.
Yeah.
So I know 1 was lost to morale, but that's not an issue.
That's fine.
Oh, so if 1 was lost to morale, that can maybe then I can only roll 8.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
5s or more. Yeah, he gets 3
Another
back.
3 back.
Not bad.
Yeah, 4 back. There's
Okay.
6 there.
No, that was not
was
Rod.
not.
Okay, so it's just the combat then. The Ghost Ark could try and ram call then. May as well, since it's there. It's only got D3 attacks.
Well, he's
and
already
damage.
in combat.
He's
with,
in combat.
With
Yes,
Paul.
but it's your
So-
face, so
yeah.
you can choose to hit first.
So I
That's
get
it. 3
3
hits.
attacks.
Oh!
2 hits.
2
Wow.
hits. You do need to roll to wound first, but he's made his saves anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, there we
Sorry.
go.
It's one of those things where it doesn't make a difference.
Right.
Okay, so
Well,
now Belisarius
back.
cool. So the axe or strike. He hits 3 times. It should be business as usual. What's his strength? Sir?
His strength is, with that, is strength 6.
No, so you only wound once.
Yeah.
He does get a save against this. He makes it on a 6,
Very
folks. It is -2, the art
Yeah.
save, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mechadendrite Hive.
Right,
That's
for
better.
8 attacks. This, in theory, could finish it off. In theory. 2s. Right, they all hit, but it's strength 4, right?
It's strength 5.
Okay, so still 5s to win.
Yeah.
He's forced 3 saves here. Mr. Bone needs to make at least, well, he needs to make at least 2.
Yeah, what's the minus?
There's no minus, but they are 1 damage, so you don't get to use your losses.
4 ups.
4 ups.
I make 2.
He makes 2. It's just what he needed. He's got 1 wound left. So he does still claim the line breaker at the end of this turn. And in fact, at the end of this game, does the game continue? Stig needs this to potentially steal the draw
So I'm rolling,
or the
right?
win.
I'm rolling, right?
Yes,
You
Mr.
go into the
Bone.
power
On a
spot.
4 or more, it goes to turn 7. Mr. Bone channeling the beards. It's a 3.
yes!
He has claimed it. That is game. That
game,
is game.
Very good.
Let's talk about this in the wrap up. Wow, that was a game. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching that.
It was a really, it was a stressful game in the end.
Yeah.
You could have stolen it.
Very close.
I tell you what,
Could have been cheeky there.
A little cheekiness.
But yeah.
when I saw what I was going up against today, I was not filled with hope, shall we say?
Yeah.
But I thought Mars did okay.
Well, I mean, look, the destroyers aren't the strongest way to run the Mechanicus, obviously, and you rarely see them these days. But even with the points decrease in chapter approved, but they're actually probably a little bit underrated because they are actually quite good. The problem is that up until now, you know, things like Reapers just really hurt them.
Yeah.
So they just get wiped out very easily by certain builds. But actually, against a nice balanced build, the Destroyer army is actually really quite fun.
Yeah,
With some robots to back it up and a knight and everything. It's quite fun.
I think hitting on 4s is their biggest problem. If they were hitting on 3s even...
Yeah, but when you've got Belisarius,
yes,
though,
that's
it
fine,
really helps.
but it means that you can only do them with Mars and Call.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's right, yeah.
So it's one of those that there's not enough rate of fire to do what robots, you know, Dakar bots can do,
Yeah.
where you can get away with using them with CGs or you know, metallic or whatever you want to do, but they haven't quite got the rate of fire to do that, so you kind of have to keep them with Mars.
Unless you're running the Grav, which I think you just might take more Grav.
You'd have to take a lot
And
of
the
grav.
arc. The arc's not that strong.
No.
But I mean, that's Mechanicus.
Yeah.
Let's talk Necrons.
No one
Yeah.
talks about them today.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I think
Very
they're
interesting.
great. I think they're a great little
The
army.
Destroyers are fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic, my goodness.
Especially when you buff them with May Will Be Done and then also a Lord
Yes.
with the re-rolling
The
wounds.
fact that they've got that ability to be buffed in that way, despite being a fast attack choice, is massive.
Yeah, and they automatically get re-roll 1s.
That's right,
in
which is
shooting.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
just-
And I think Wraiths are really good again. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't see it as much this game, but I think their damage output is actually pretty fair now for what they're costed at.
And they're just a pain still. They
yeah,
are a
they're still
pain,
really
but
tough.
they've got an ability to do some damage now.
It's still really tough. The phalanxes work. You know, we saw great examples of reanimation and how it can work in this game. I think you weren't super unlucky with your shots per se, but you were firing at tougher targets. So you're needing those 5s to wound. I think against most screens and blobs,
Oh yeah, totally.
those warriors will be cleaning them up for days.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
actually
if I-
wounding on 3s or 4s as opposed to 5s.
Yeah.
And then with the Mefrit, if you're running with Mefrit, you're going to be removing models.
If I
That's
had
why-
Rangers, then they're just...
Oh, it'd be gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I took Mefrit today.
Yeah.
Was because I knew that the wounds that I got I needed to make count, essentially.
That's right.
So look, I think they're great, you know, we're just skimming the surface. There's a lot of really interesting stuff you can do with Necron, so you
Make
should be
them strong.
very happy.
Yeah, agreed. So, look, massive thank you to Games Workshop for allowing us to preview the Necron Codex. No doubt there will be other codexes coming out very soon.
Yes.
We can start previewing for your viewing pleasure. But before then, we'll have some normal battle reports as well, as cast of players, of course, very shortly. So, until next time, folks, this has been the Bone, the Spider, and the Stig. We'll see you soon.